evening, and welcome to our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show here on BCTV. Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala along with you. And Mike, it's that time of year where we get to start the recap from our first week of the season.
Yeah, Jeff had all the teams last week in action for the Bay County teams. Standard Sterling Central Panthers went down to the old rivalry in Pinconning, and then the Panthers beat the Spartans 20-12, Jeff. And this week, the Pinconning area Spartans are taking on Michigan Lutheran Seminary, who went up the mile and took it to the Thunderbolts last week, 59-8. So that was a big game, really big game. Garber 45, Boyne City 12. We all know about Boyne City. Coach Quill had really good things to say about Boyne City. They're undefeated last year, but Garber with a big win first week of the season.
Statement game, I think in 2 words says it, because everybody thought Boyne City was going to be all that and more, and they probably are good, but I think that the Garber Dukes knew they had offense. They found defense this last week.
Well, Garber has to go to Bullock Creek this week, Jeff, and the Lancers beat a pretty good Sanford Meridian team 32-26. Over at John Glenn, Saginaw High 22, John Glenn 20. John Glenn will take on the Cadillac Vikings in week number 2, and the Vikings lost to Lake Fenton 24-16. So that's kind of a rivalry. John Glenn and Cadillac have played a lot of years, so they're very familiar with each other.
I think that's the first time in well over a decade last year that they did not play against each other, and they renew that rivalry, and that's a great matchup.
Yep, that's a good one. Traverse City Central 44, Bay City Western nothing, Jeff. Tonight, Western goes out to Davison to play the Cardinals. Davison week 1 beats Southfield Arts and Techs 28-6. So tough start for Chris Willards, but he'll get that thing turned around and get used to that program out there.
A quality coach, and it'll take a while for the kids to figure out that system, but when they do, it's going to be fun at the cornfield.
Last week, Bay City Central traveled over to Frankenmuth, lost a tough one 35-12. And you go from the frying pan into the fire for the Bay City Central Wolves in week 2. They take on Muskegon Mona Shores, who last week beat East Kentwood 48-38. So Muskegon Mona Shores can put some points up on the scoreboard.
Well, Coach Frederick didn't have the start to his season, but I'm telling you what, that Frankenmuth team could be playing on the last Friday of the season again this year. They're loaded.
Always good out there in Frankenmuth. And, of course, last week on Bay County TV, it was Kingston 74, All Saints 37. All Saints taking on the Peck Pirates tonight, Jeff, who they lost last week to Merritt Academy 16-0. So a good opportunity for Bay City All Saints to get their first win tonight.
Well, and last week I think that All Saints saw what could be the best team in the state of Michigan, an 8-man, and they played very well in the second half, made some good halftime adjustments. Talked to Coach Gust. He was very impressed.
Well, they came out in the second half with those adjustments, really went toe-to-toe with Kingston last week, Jeff. Did some nice things, had to work on a few things. I'm looking forward to seeing what All Saints is going to do tonight, but we'll talk about that later on in the pregame show. Also want to say congratulations, Gold Helmet Player of the Week, Kyle Jeskolka from the Essexville Garber. Jeff, this was a career year for this young man, scored 4 touchdowns. 3 of them went over 69 yards or more in the 45-12 win over Bay City. 16 times he rushed the football, 205 yards, including those 3 touchdowns, a kickoff return for 80 yards for a touchdown. Oh, I played a little bit of defense, too. 4 tackles, 2 pass breakups, and 1 interception. Hey, Kyle, great job, buddy. Congratulations.
I voted for you. Just a stellar effort, and we'll be back in just a minute as we'll break down the All Saints Cougars and the Peck Pirates right here in the Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show on BCTV.
How's married life? Are you ready to have a baby? Baby, baby. How about that baby? Ooh. I'm not getting any younger.
When you are ready, with the only neonatal intensive care unit in the Great Lakes Bay region, Covenant is the safest place for your delivery. Go to mycovenantbaby.com.
Welcome back to the Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show on Bay County TV. Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala along with you. Oh, it's like deja vu. You know, I think that we're right back where we were last week. We feel like this week, though, we're going to see a different outcome.
Yeah, I think so, Jeff. Kingston was a formidable foe last week. Really a good team, like you said. They might be over in Greenville. That's how good they are for the state champion. Peck Pirates coming in after a tough loss in week 1. Talking to Coach Gus, he felt good about this week's practice. I think you're going to see a different team and a level of improvement in game number 2.
A vast hunger at All Saints for a victory, and I hope it's not too much pressure on those kids because, I mean, it's still a game and you still got to play it and you still got to make it happen, but I really think the way they made those adjustments at halftime last week and came back, they gained a ton of confidence in the second half, which should carry into week number 2.
Well, they looked awful relaxed coming out of the locker room, Jeff. They were loosey and they were goosey, having a little bit of fun during the pregame, before the pregame. So, you know, I think they're going to be okay. The one thing that I'm going to look for is the tackling. They had some tough times tackling last week, but overall they did some nice things. I thought Duquan had a really nice game. Dixon had a nice game. Sanborn really played well. So this team has the talent to do a lot of things. Take care of the little details. They're going to be fine.
Well, and I want to see All Saints put a few drives together. Yeah. They scored on a lot of big plays, and big plays are awesome, but you got to try and keep your defense off the field. So let's see if they can march a drive or two down the field. They've got a big fullback. They've got some people that can make it happen with Ollie Dixon. I think it'll be a fun night for the Cougars.
Yeah, and they're going to, hopefully spread around a little bit. Duquan, Dixon, and put it up to Sanborn. He's a big kid, and he's going to go up and get it. He's had some nice catches this last week. Got good hands. So look for him to have a big game tonight. I like the Cougars' chances in week 2.
And it's got to be another big week. Jessica Goik is back to sing the national anthem, an encore performance from last week. The Golden Pen of the Times, Lee Thompson is here. I think they found out Bay County TV was coming, Mike, and they said, I got to have me some of this.
I'm surprised he even asked us back with this crowd. I don't think we're even at that level.
When you get with this group up here in the press box, it is just loaded with VIPs. We're honored to be part of it.
Mike Debo's in the house, too.
Oh, yep, and he was buying 50-50 as well, so life is good with 3 kids in college.
Yeah.
So that tells you a lot. That concludes our post-game show. The Covenant Healthcare sponsored Pregame. the post-pregame, because the pregame show is ending, so we're at the end of it. So
well, we're right around the corner for football.
Yeah, we'll be right back with the game in just a second.
Where did this rash come from?
Hold on, let me see. Could be bed bugs.
Oh. Mom, Grant says I have bed bugs.
Let's see what the doctor says.
Introducing Covenant Virtual Care. Real-time video doctor visits, e-prescriptions, and follow-up. Now extraordinary care comes to you.
See, it's just poison ivy. Smart advanced.
Learn more at covenantvirtualcare.com.
Well, good evening and welcome back. It's week number 2. Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala along with you. The All Saints Cougars will receive the opening kickoff, and they have got Dino and Mike Deep to return the kick. Duquan and Sanborn, both explosive.
Great 1-2 punch for the Cougars, Jeff. Here we go.
Babcock set to kick off, and they're going to put that thing short. And a nice job that time. Sanborn just jumps on it, want to make sure that they had possession of the ball. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the All Saints Cougars at their own 32-yard line. We are excited to see what week 2 brings for the Cougars.
Good starting field position for the Cougars, Jeff. Looking for a nice start, nice drives, and some good football by the Cougars this week in week number 2. Most improvement goes from week 1 to week 2. So let's see what the Cougars and Coach Gus have to offer in the first play of the game.
Very impressed seeing the Bay Metro crew here tonight, led by Terry DeLand, Mike Fick, Jeff Saluka, Freddie Sackrider, and Billy James.
Wow.
So big 5 and very familiar with that group of people, and we're certain the game will be well officiated tonight.
Good group.
And they know there's a lot of pressure on them, too, because the international TV world will be watching them. So out of the shotgun for the All Saints Cougars. Motion comes Sanborn to the near side of the field. on the quarterback keeper coming forward and right back to the line of scrimmage. Looked like a little indecision on that handoff. Sanborn wanted it, and Dixon pulled it back in and had some company meet him.
Gain of 1 on the play, Jeff. 2nd down and 9, tackle by Van Conant for the Peck Pirates. Looked at those Peck Pirates, Jeff, and they had a little bit of size on that squad when we were watching them in the pregame. So, second play for the Cougars. Let's see what Coach Gus has to call.
He looks over to the sidelines again. They make sure that they've got what they want. Dukel on the ball carrier, and I want to tell you what, linebacker Phil by Nolan Sarnak absolutely shut that play down. This team only gave up 16 points last week, so we know defensively they're solid.
Yeah, the 16 points on defense is, but they lost the game, Jeff. Didn't put anything up as far as their offense. Coach Greg Shapansky is the offensive coordinator for the Bay City All Saints Cougars, calling the plays. 3rd down and a long 8 for the Cougars. We're just underway. No score, 10:51 and counting to go here in the first quarter.
This has got the slot receiver Sanborn written all over it here. Little skinny post, and he's going to have himself a first down. Dixon is in trouble. The ball's down on the ground. He's able to reel it back in. You know, when he spun around, if he would have continued to come around to this side, he was trying to get away from pressure, but he had room. He just was running for his life and didn't know where it was coming from.
Boy, very fortunate that he was able to hop on that football, Jeff. He burped it up and got it back, so it's 4th down and long. Going back to kick for the Cougars is Oliver Dixon, the quarterback.
4th and 18 yards to go. Cougars get the right personnel on the field. And 3 and out, can't ask for a better start defensively for the Peck Pirates. There's a high, lazy kick that's going to roll out of bounds. It's one of the Gwizdala 9-irons. Hits on the 45, goes out of bounds at the 48, right into the midst of Jeff Zaluka.
Well, Jeff, we got a little bit of wind tonight. Unlike last week when we were at for the football game here at All Saints, it was just dead, stifling, humid. We got a nice breeze. It's probably in the mid-60s right now, coming out of the northeast. So perfect night for football. Peck Pirates with the ball for the first time this evening.
Well, I'll tell you what, they've got that inside linebacker, Nolan Sarnak, as the up back, and he's going to get the ball on first down, and he just bowls forward for a gain of about 6 or 7 yards as he gets to the 45-yard line. Boy, that whole pile just moved, and the All Saints Cougars finally defensively, Daniel McDonald with the initial hit defensively.
Also, and then Malice was also in there, but a nice gain for the Peck Pirates. They got 7 on that first play. Jeff called it 2nd down and 3 for the Peck Pirates. Both teams, Kingston and Peck, did a little bit of traveling to get over here in the first 2 weeks to Bay City.
There's a little bit of a false start. As when you see something coming from the umpire, you know there's only 3 players he's tuned on.
Oh, the guard, 2 guards in the center.
That is perfect. He saw movement from that right guard.
Passed my first test of the year.
That, it doesn't even shock me anymore, Coach. You are just on top of it. You know, you used to be super proficient in the coaching world. Now you've just moved yourself up to new heights.
Oh, man, I'll tell you, you're way too kind.
2nd down
Let
and
me get
8.
to that 20 I owe you.
That's a thing of beauty. Now we're all set. Oh, we had a little bit of a false snap. As the center started that movement, and then he tried to put the ball back down, and he yelled mulligan, but you don't get one here. You're not on the golf course. So 2 penalties in a row after a 2nd and 3. Now they find themselves in a 2nd and 13.
This is good for the All Saints. Peck going backwards. This is a big defensive play right here, Jeff. 2nd down and 13, 9 minutes to go. Here in the first quarter, no score.
Potential for some jitters early on for Peck. They've got to try and get their first offensive points of the year, and they're a little bit antsy right now. So the Cougars are definitely defensively in a nice position here on 2nd down and 13. High backfield formation. The ball's down on the ground, and it looks like the Cougars may have their hands on it. And
it's like
McDonald.
McDonald, Jeff, number 44. come up with that fumble. Big break for the Cougars inside Peck Pirate territory. And that's just what the Cougars need. They didn't get a lot of breaks last week against the Kingston Cardinals. They got a big one here after 3 and out. Sometimes you just need something to go right for you, and this is a good opportunity for the Cougars.
Well, you're going to see a wide side pitch here, I believe, going to Duquelan, seeing if they can work the corner here, see if they can get a seal block on the corner, and I think he's due for a big run. As they're going to try a little pass out to Sanborn. And Sanborn had a tough play there because first thing he had to do was look into the sun to get that thing. And he got back to about the line of scrimmage, so really no gain on the play as they're really struggling offensively to find the right combination to be able to move the ball.
Well, again, he's a threat. Sanborn's a threat. Duquelan's a threat. We saw that young man get outside number 27, Duquelan. He's got that extra gear. He just ran away from the Cardinals last week, Jeff. So, it's still early. They're kind of feeling their way out, but I like the play calling so far by Coach Shapansky.
Yep. You script your first 10 or 12 plays, and you want to see how the defense reacts, and then you put the rest of your plan together. Duquelan with a spin move, boy. He spun out of the first tackle, and then he ran right into the weak side linebacker, number 13 on the play, as Kyle Vincent finished that thing off with style.
Well, and Aaron Booth also, Jeff. And, that defense, they're very active. Got a nice set of linebackers and some defensive linemen. 3rd down and 7 for the Cougars. Clock still running, 7:35 and counting to go in the first quarter.
Sorry, that 13 was Randy Abrego, as he's the one that made it happen. The Cougars have picked up a scantily 3 on 2 plays, and now we're going to find out what they can do on 3rd down. Back to pass with some time to throw the football. It's out. Sanborn's got the catch, and he's down to the 31-yard line. Perfectly executed, perfectly timed.
Great job by Dixon, Jeff, letting Sanborn clear a little bit closer to the sideline, put it right on the money for a nice catch. And the Sanborn had his hands up, really did a nice job catching that ball, looked it in first, then turned it upfield.
He's going to be a matchup nightmare all night long. As that 13, Alfaro, is going to have the assignment defensively. It looks like no matter where he's on the field, he's going to follow him. But without a safety there, you got to think, man, the post is a beautiful position if he's got time to throw the ball. As Duquelan comes back now into the backfield. Dixon back. He's got time. He's going deep. He's got Sanborn wide open. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's into the end zone. It's an All Saints Cougar touchdown. Exactly what we said was open. Had that skinny post sitting there, got behind the defender. That defender took one little peeky into the backfield, and that was too much.
Well, that was the handoff, the fake handoff to Duquelan. Draw them up a little bit, Jeff, but good call by Coach Shapansky. Nice touchdown, big score early here for the Cougars.
Well, and good job by Oliver Dixon sitting back there, knowing the pressure was coming. Waited till the last second till he cleared the defender. Lofted a nice, soft, catchable football up there. And the 6 points on the board is a great start for the Cougars as we're near the halfway point of our first half.
Always nice to score first. Always nice to score first. It kind of loosens you up a little bit. Feel good about yourself. Offensive, defensively, special teams. That's a big score for the Cougars.
Up under center for the attempt on the extra point. Trying to flip that thing out. Sanborn deep in the corner again. And the 2-point conversion is good. The first 8 points of the game belong to C.J. Sanborn. And with time out on the field with 6:42 left in our first quarter, 8-0. The All Saints Cougars over the Peck Pirates. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
AAA Transport and Limousine is the Great Lakes Bay region's most reliable and requested transportation service. For over a decade, we have been helping our clients to get to their destination on time, in style, and comfort. AAA's services include non-emergency medical transport, wheelchair accessible, school transportation, and shuttle services. We strive to provide exceptional customer service and tailor our fleet to meet your individual needs. Rest assured that you are in safe hands when you ride with AAA Transport and Limousine. To set up your next appointment, give us a call at 989-893-8294.
Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doden and Mike Wisdala. At least a temporary smile on Coach Gus' face down there, as he had to love what he saw from his offense on that second series.
Yeah, it was a nice-looking second series, Jeff, and they're up 8-0 kicking off to the Peck Pirates.
A nice deep kick that'll go down inside the 10. It rolls back down. It's going to die on the one. They got to pick it up. And his knee was just about down, and then he goes down at the 2-yard line as the All Saints return team just came down in a wave and slammed that door at about the 2-yard line. You know, the ground is really not slick yet, so I don't know. He was trying to put it in overdrive, and he spun the tires.
Well, you know, we've had a little bit of rain over the last few, we had a lot of rain over the last few nights, Jeff, and the field was in really pretty good shape when we were walking on it, but he just lost his feet. Big break for the Cougars again. 1st and 10 for the Peck Pirates at their own 2-yard line. What another opportunity for the Cougars.
Well, there is no room for error offensively for Peck, as they're probably going to go to their fullback here on 1st down just to give them some room. Hope they come to the outside and trying to get upfield as McDonald comes and makes a nice tackle on the play, as well as number 45, Malice.
McDonald's having a nice football game early for the Cougars. Malice, too, Jeff. Gain of
about 5.
Gain of 5 on the play. 2nd down and 5. Out of bounds, stops the clock. First quarter, 8-0 Cougars. 6:32 to go.
Old Glory's been fixed, too. They got the flagpole fixed from last week. They had a snap, crackle, and pop on that scoreboard, or on the flag last week.
You got to be flexible. Think on your feet. Remember the young man standing up there with the flag. Greg Wagner, always thinking.
Yep, he is always on top of things.
Another
ball down on the ground. And it looks like 3rd down. Oh, Lori and Bob Rogers are even in the house tonight. I'm going to tell you, they're just pulling VIP folks right out of everywhere.
I'll tell you why they're here. Watch a great football game, a great win by the Cougars, and those French fries.
Yeah, we're kind of off tonight. We only had 3 orders in the pregame, but, you know, there's still time.
We got time.
See if we can meet or beat last week's 7 orders between the
You got to thank Tim Bauer for buying those ones last week at the end of the game.
I'm going to tell you what. We loved them beforehand. You should see new heights afterwards.
They taste better when they're free.
3rd down and 6 yards to go. Handoff up the middle. Great run. Trying to curl the corner. Sanborn with a touchdown saving tackle on the running back, Nathan Robar. As Robar broke a tackle at about the 10-yard line and really ran to daylight.
That was a nice job by number 23, Robar Jeff. Nice tackle by Sanborn. Big gain for the Peck Pirates. Stop the clock, move the chains, 5:39 and counting. Nice job by Peck, starting at their own 2-yard line, getting out of the shadow of their own goal line.
Well, nice angle that time by the free safety Sanborn, too, to make sure that last line of defense was something that was not going to drop. Trying to go to the outside, nowhere to go for Robar at all as he comes back up against the grain and is able to get a yard or two out of nothing, as the Cougars really had that snuffed out from the start.
You remember last week, Jeff, the Cougars kind of overplayed it and kind of crashed down. That play right there, they stayed in their lanes and let the runner come back to the defense. So that was a good job of discipline right there by the Cougar D.
The corner was sealed by number 59 defensively, James Danks, and then they brought the flow back, and you're right, they flowed very well in their lanes to the football. 2nd down and 8 yards to go. Fullback right up the middle, gets to the outside, and you got to chop him down around the ankles because he is a big one, Nolan Sarnak, as he just looks like a little tank.
5'8", 200-pound senior, Jeff. Got some good wheels on him. Picks up a Peck 1st down. And a nice job right here by the Peck Pirates, starting at their own 2-yard line, getting it out close to midfield.
As they're rolling it at their own 43-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Peck Pirates. High backfield formation. Look at that fullback. He is just inside the quarterback. As Robar tries to cut to the outside. Again, he's able to turn the corner. I think he's going to pick up around 7 yards. They might give him 8 as he gets down to the 49-yard line of the All Saints Cougars.
That young man's got a nice little speed going around the end, Jeff. You're right, 2nd down and 3 for the Peck Pirates in a quickly played first quarter compared to that one we had last week.
Compared to last week, I thought we were going to have to bring our sleeping bag and tent.
And some Cocoa Viennas and start a fire.
That was the longest first half I've seen in a long time. Handoff right up the middle of that bowling ball again, number 20, Nolan Sarnak, as he picks up about 8 yards on the play down to the 41-yard line, moving the sticks. Another 1st and 10 for the Peck Pirates. They've got an impressive offensive drive, which you just said a minute ago started at their 2.
Matthew Judd in on the tackle for the Cougars, along with a couple other of his buddies. 1st and 10 for the Pirates at the Cougar 41-yard line. Taking a lot of time off the clock also, Jeff, with this drive.
Well, and I'm going to tell you what, when you look at this drive, too, another great job by the Cougars of keeping their lanes. An initial tackle missed on the play, but a modest gain they're going to give them a gain of about 3 yards for Robar again. But the first drive, Peck was able to move the ball. 2 straight penalties really changed their field position and their play calling. No mistakes so far on this other than the second down fumble that they had in their own end.
Yeah, tackling's a little better this week than we saw against Kingston. Jeff, staying disciplined, staying in their lanes, fundamentally sound tackling, so that's a plus for the All Saints Cougars
well,
this week.
You got some young Cougars, too, and they're just learning from last week, so Robar trying to go up the middle, and they've got him around the ankles, and that's exactly the way to do it. You get him low, and then you wait for McDonald and company to come dukel on with the ankles and McDonald up top.
Yep, nice job by those 2 Cougar players. This big 3rd down right here for both squads. 2:50 and counting, Jeff. 3rd down and 7 for the Pirates at the Cougar 38-yard line.
This is a huge play. Probably if they gain anything, it's 4-down territory.
No doubt.
For Peck, but we'll find out what happens on this big 3rd down play. Robar really got thrown off whack as McDonald again is there right after number 50. Jaden Labine hits the initial hit. But I'll tell you, McDonald
great game tonight.
Must have really had some talk about what he's going to be able to have for dinner after the game if he has a great game. He's playing hungry.
Great penetration, point of attack, broke down the play. Cougars fouled up. Nice gang tackling. 4th down, no gain, 7 yards to go for 1st down, Jeff. Big play here.
Well, and that was a high pitch, too, and the timing of that play was thrown off just a little bit by that. Now they're going to go with a new look, a double wing, as they're going back to pass. Trying to throw that ball downfield just over the intended receiver. Sanborn did a nice job of recovery after he was initially beat on the play.
Yep.
I think that the quarterback, Babcock, may have waited a split second too long to get that ball. Sanborn does a nice job coming back, cutting that angle of reception off, and the ball goes over on downs from the 39-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the All Saints Cougars.
Nice to have a 6'5" defensive back there. Jeff got to throw it a little bit higher, got to lob it, and quarterback threw the touch long. Nice job by the Cougar defense. 1st and 10 for the Cougars at the Peck 39-yard line.
Wide receiver split to both sides of the field. Kind of in a little tight end position right now with Sanborn. They can't hide him anywhere on the field. He's too big.
He's gotten a little bigger since the last time we saw him in the last school year on the basketball court.
He has definitely got it going. Dixon back. He's got some time to throw the football. He lobs one deep again. It's just over the head of Sanborn as the other wide receiver, Brent Baronic, I believe son of Scott Baronic, who I just see sitting in front of me to the right here. As they were both open deep, but the ball just overthrown a little bit. Dixon had to get rid of that thing.
Yeah,
he had some pressure coming.
Like the throw, though. I like the call. I like 1st and 10. You got a little momentum. You just stopped them on 4th down. You're up 8-0. I like the call by Coach Shapansky, the offensive coordinator for the Cougars.
Well, he's making the Peck people realize that you're not going to just pack in 8 guys and stop our run. Dukelon to the outside with a gain of about 3 yards out to the 42-yard line. Boy, they are really aware of where he is on the field.
I was just about to say that. They know from last week when they watched the video. I'm sure they saw that young man run away. So I'm sure Coach Rob McDaniel said to his defense, look, you get that young man outside, he's gone, and you aren't going to catch him. We got to contain that.
Well, Sarnak is going to be his shadow all night long from that inside linebacker position. Wherever Dukelon goes, he's going to be, and he looks like a very formidable defender at 5'8", 200 pounds with some speed. Back to pass. Dixon's running for his life, picks up a nice little scrape block. Downfield, wide open and in and out of the hands. It was Matthew Judd trying to spin upfield before he watched that ball come in. And I'll tell you, Oliver Dixon, a great Houdini job back there of getting enough time to throw that football.
Nice job by Dixon getting free and getting it up there, Jeff. Matthew Judd kind of peeked a little bit before he caught the ball. Was going to try to take it to the end zone. 4th down and long for the Cougars. 4th and 8. 56 ticks to go here in the first quarter.
And I'm going to tell you something. I told him before the game tonight that he was going to have a big game tonight. He had a couple of miscues last week. He got that one out of the way. His jitters are gone. He's going to catch some big balls tonight. In the punt formation, nice to have your quarterback back there so that you've got at least options. And we are going to have a procedure penalty against the Cougar offense, and that'll back that ball up to just over the 35-yard line, officially the 36. And that's valuable real estate they're giving up there on the punt formation.
Yeah, that's going to give the Peck, I was going to say the Kingston Cardinals, they're red and white also.
Yep.
The Peck Pirates, good field position on this punt, Jeff.
Boy, and a nice job of just getting up high enough. Dixon, if he's an inch shorter, he doesn't get that. And look at Geringer down the field. Says, guess what? I'm going to make this a 1-yard return for Kyle Vincent as he was firmly planted in the All Saints Cougar turf. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line for the Peck Pirates.
Saw that man's name a lot last week, and we're doing it again this week, Jeff. He is really a good-looking football player. Number 70, Grant Geringer, 6'3", 240-pound, only a junior, so he's got a little bit more football to play for the Cougars.
He's really starting to get a feel for the game, especially defensively, and he's fun to watch. As they've got Robar coming to the near side of the field, look at the defensive pursuit. Anthony Malice.
Wow.
The 210-pound seniors had a nose for the football and a loss of a yard on the play. 2nd down at 11 yards to go.
Anthony's having a nice football game here in the first quarter for the Cougars. Jeff, 25 seconds to go in a briskly played first quarter here at Bay City All Saints. Week number 2. Unbelievable.
Yep, we waited so long for it, and after tonight we'll be 22 3/4% through the regular season.
You sure about that figure?
You give or take a knot. On the quarterback keeper trying to roll up the field. That is number 4 on the play, and Cody Babcock rams forward, and it looks like we are going to have Geringer coming up out of the bottom of the pack with Dukalon at the end of our first quarter of play. The All Saints Cougars 8 and the Peck Pirates nothing. Back in a moment for our second quarter right here on Bay County TV.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And build
strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders.
And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
Here we are, ready for the second quarter on Bay County TV. Jeff Doan and Mike Wasdala along with you. Jared and Natalie Doan on the cameras. Nick Page producing and directing our show. And the ball's down on the ground. Robert's got company. And on 3rd down and 5, it'll become 4th down and 7. He was peeking for the hole before he had an opportunity to watch that ball in. And we could see Peck with a lot of offensive talent tonight, Mike, but they have made 4 or 5 miscues through a quarter in the first 20 seconds of the second.
Yeah.
So we get the All Saints Cougars up 8-0 in the second quarter.
I'm trying to multitask, brother.
Uh-oh.
I'm trying to multitask.
You're doing fine. Got those new graphics, and he's got numerous jobs, and he does them all well.
I remember when an electric typewriter was high technology.
Well, indeed. 4th down and almost 8. There's a quick punt. Nobody back for the All Saints Cougars. The only buddy back there to get that was Billy James. That'll roll down to about the 13-yard line. Billy says, I finally got some company back here. It'll be 1st and 10 for the All Saints Cougars with 11 minutes left in our first half of play. We'll keep it right here.
Really a nice job in the first quarter, Jeff, by the All Saints Cougars, up 8-0. Defensively, they did some nice things. Offensively, you got that quick score. A lot of confidence. You can see it in the Cougars here in the football game so far.
as they start the second quarter of play. This Peck defense has really been stingy. The Cougars have had a couple of big plays, both through the air, to make things happen in the first quarter. Always great to see them with twins here to the near side and twins to the far side. They are going to spread it out. Dixon comes forward with a quarterback keeper. He's going to pick up about 3 yards on the play. And I like that, too, because you keep your defense honest.
Yeah, spread them out a little bit and run the quarterback on the quarterback keeper. I like that. That's a good call. And you gained. You gained some yards on it. Jeff called 2nd down and 7 for the Cougars. Just underway here in the second quarter.
Boy, I'll tell you, the Cougars now will be looking for their signals from Coach Shapansky into that setting sun. It's still that little northeast breeze as Oliver Dixon has Dukelon in motion, comes back. He's offset to the left side. He's going to get his ball, and he's going to slide forward for a couple of yards. And I want to tell you, the defense is all over that. This time it's number 21, Winterowski, as he ends up with a nice tackle on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and 6. The ground game has really proven to be tough chuck for them tonight.
Well, you know what? But you cannot lose your focus on Dukelon. He can just break it in a heartbeat, Jeff, so you really got to focus on that young man. Again, we're spreading them out for the Cougars.
You got Dukelon and you got Sanborn, and the ball's down on the ground. Picked up by number 20, Sarnak. And they are going to say an incomplete pass. His arm was moving forward as they had a little pump and go on Sanborn, just not time to execute it as Sanborn had a step or two on the defense.
Yeah, good call by the officials, Jeff. They were right on it. His arm was going forward. They called it right away. They stopped the play. 4th down and 6 for the Cougars. They're going to have to punt it away into a little bit of a breeze.
Oliver Dixon had to use all of his 5'8" frame on that first punt. This is a much better exchange, and he's able to get that ball off. And the ball picked up by number 19 on the return. He breaks a couple of tackles and moves forward. That's Kyle Vincent before he's finally brought down by Gehringer, as well as number 59 on the play, Danks.
Yeah, Malice got down there too, kind of slowed him down a little bit. Then his friends came and helped him, but good field position for the Peck Pirates. 1st and 10 for Peck at their Cougar 40-yard line.
Boy, you know, and when you look over your right shoulder and you see the ever-youthful one, Lee Thompson from the Bay City Times and M Live, always one of the great people to turn and see in the press box in his many, many years of dedication to high school sports in the area.
This is not his first rodeo, is what you're saying?
He's been around the block, and he does it well. Here's a nice little run that time. Curling around the corner is Robar into the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's into the end zone. It is a Peck Pirate touchdown. Boy, I'll tell you, he broke a tackle at the line of scrimmage, ran to daylight, and Sanborn couldn't get there in time to shut it down.
Wow, nice blocking up front at the point of attack. Big touchdown for Peck. 9:26, 8-6. Jeff, Cougars up by 2.
Boy, this has really got the makings of a great football game. We are looking forward to seeing how this unfolds as Peck is hungry for their first victory of the year, as well as the Cougars.
They needed that. Peck was a little stifled right there, Jeff, but that's a big touchdown for the Pirates.
That's on Robar. Robar's going to pick it up, and he's going to have instant company. The 2-point conversion is no good. It's the first score of the year, though, for the Peck Pirates. The 2-point conversion, no good. Timeout on the field with 9:26 left in our first half. 8-6, the All Saints Cougars over the Peck Pirates. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala along with you. The Peck Pirates, as we just mentioned, their first score of the year. And now it's time for the All Saints Cougars to make it happen again.
Nice.
Great job that time by number 44, Daniel McDonald. Obviously, if Peck watched last week's film, they realized that the All Saints Cougars are not bailing as quick as a lot of teams do. They take a step back, but they still have that head on a swivel. Nice job by McDonald, who has had probably the best game of the All Saints Cougars thus far in the first half.
Doing a great job, Jeff. And you're right. They're not bailing. They're jumping on it, not trying to pick it up. Good coaching, good smart play.
And they're going to do that all night long. They are not going to kick the ball deep to Sanborn and to Duquelan. No. They are not that silly. I
told you last week that the mark is on those boys.
The word is out. Duquelan is wide to the other side of the field. There's the fullback pounding forward. He breaks a couple of tackles. He's down his feet, rambling down to the 27-yard line. Nicholas Contests.
Nice run. You know what? That's, they're concentrating so much on Duquelan right there. They ran Duquelan out to the right, give it to Nick and let him run with it, and he got a big Cougar first down. Nice call.
What did you see when Duquelan went in motion? You saw number 20, Sarnak, take 2 steps to go that way with him. They run a little counter to the weak side of the field, and it is big.
Words out in the tongue. Duquelan, you got to watch him.
Yep. Well, we're watching him, and he can be a decoy as well as he can be a great running back. They're going to get him to the outside. Boy, I'll tell you what. Cut in the corner was Winarowski, as there is a loss on the play of about 7 yards on that, back to the 38-yard line. Boy, I'll tell you, Saranowski was in the backfield right now.
That was a nice job by that linebacker for the Peck Pirates, Jeff. Big loss on the play, loss of 10, 2nd down and 20 for the Cougars at the Peck Pirate 38-yard line.
Boy, I'll tell you, that's a big, big loss, and Duquelan had no way to even get around that, as by the time he got the ball and took 1 step, he had company in his grill. Oliver Dixon gets the play change. Wide receiver split to both sides of the field. Nice pocket. Ball thrown downfield for Sanborn. It's a little bit underthrown, and it's intercepted by number 13. That is Abrego. And
just put a little air underneath that thing, Jeff, and just let Sanborn run underneath it, and that was 6. No doubt about it.
It was a little underthrown.
Yeah, a little underthrown. Kind of tried to place it a little bit, and just like instead of letting Sanborn run under it. Great call, just tough break for the Cougars. 1st and 10 for the Peck Pirates.
Abrego had him perfectly played defensively. The only chance that play had is if it was thrown another 6 or 8 yards, so Sanborn would have had a chance to get to it.
He would have got it. He would have been 6.
Robar, the single back. And there's a pass downfield. A beautiful job of 6 on 6. How is that? As the receiver, Aaron Booth, got his mitts on the ball, and he got Sanborned at the same second he touched the ball, and he discombobulated him from the ball there, brother.
Gonna be a long year.
Perfectly timed hit, though, by Sanborn. I mean, because that was a perfectly thrown pass, and that would have been a big reception. So he's making it happen from the free safety. Robar trying to come up the middle again. He's got a gain of about 3 yards on the play as he gets to about the 26-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd down and a long 6-yard-to-go situation, as they're going to find the Cougars. If they can get a stop here, they should get the ball in pretty good field position.
And tackle number 44 for the Cougars, Jeff. Daniel McDonald again for doing a nice job. A few times he's been mentioned tonight. 3rd down and 6, 7:40 to go here in the first half. 8-6 Cougars with the 2-point lead.
Look, people eating French fries.
What?
I just can't believe it.
I hear they're really good.
Everybody's not eating French fries. Oh, they're going to try a little inside reverse, and they give that ball to number 20, Nolan Sarnak, and he is going to pick up 1st down yardage. He gets out to the 33-yard line, just enough to move the sticks. Another 1st and 10 for the Peck Pirates.
Hand it off to the tailback, Jeff, and then tailback hands it off to the wingback, and then you kind of just pull the guard and run them through the hole. That was probably the 4 or 6 hole right there. And that was a nice call by the Peck Pirates to pick up that 1st down.
Nice deception, nice misdirection on it.
Yeah.
Very well executed. 1st and 10 for Peck as we've got 7:05 and counting left in our first half. Another attempt at misdirection and nothing there, but trying to make something out of nothing is Robar, and he might have picked up a yard as he'll get out to about the 35-yard line. And guess who made the tackle?
44.
Oh, what a lucky guess. Man, Coach, I can't
I got it the first time, too. That's the best part of it.
He has been all over the field defensively in this first half.
He's had a fantastic football game for the Cougars.
He's been in on so many tackles, he might be a candidate for the Golden Helmet.
Oh.
Do you think my vote might count 2 weeks in a row? That's a beautiful thing. Here comes Robar again. He comes to the near side of the field. He's able to turn the corner. Sanborn says, I'll just push you out of bounds this time as he gets down to the 45-yard line. Again, Peck, when they don't implode their own play, they're moving the football.
Nice job by Sanborn coming a long way, Jeff, to knock number 23 out of bounds. Nathan Robar, the 5'9", 160-pound freshman for the Pirates, but not before he picked up a Pirate first down.
He had to get a little blow after that play. He went to the sidelines. I didn't see him gimping or anything, so he was just out of gas. 1st and 10 again, the ball down on the ground as they hand that ball off to the bowling ball, Nolan Sarnak, and he probably loses a yard back to the 46-yard line as the All Saints defense.
Thanks.
Yep, it was number 38 was in on that tackle as well, and that was Suzuki. I had to stop and think for a minute from last week. Suzuki, yes.
You got it, brother.
That ain't how it's spelled.
You got it.
2nd down and 11 yards to go for the Peck Pirates. 5:45 left in our first half of play. As the quarterback on the keeper trying to go to the wide side of the field, and there is nothing to be found out there defensively as the All Saints Cougars making it happen again. Alex with a nice tackle again.
Didn't get sucked in that time, Jeff. Came upfield, kept his position, kept his discipline, didn't let him get outside, and then he had to stop and try to get back inside, and they're doing a really nice job this week of staying in their lanes.
Suzuki with back-to-back tackles. Again, 3rd down and long. This is a play that the Cougars have given up big plays on 3rd down and long. They've got to make a stop here from the 45-yard line. Trying to roll to this side of the field, a gain of almost 8 yards on the play. Gehringer finally with the tackle on the play, along with number 44.
Who's that again?
McDonald
is that
again.
McDonald again?
Wow.
He's got double-digit tackles already, I would imagine.
He has just been a defensive machine. It's 4th down and 3 yards to go. Obviously a 4-down situation for Peck. Babcock comes in from the sidelines with a word from the coaching staff. And they are ready to rock here with already 4.5 minutes only left in our first half of play. Only 2 scores. We had 6 scores in the first 9 minutes last week. As they're just going to try and draw them off sides, and that's not going to work, and they're going to end up having to call a timeout right now.
Good job by the Cougars.
Very nice discipline. We'll take a break and be back right after this on Bay County TV.
You treat your family with extraordinary care every day, which is why when it comes to their health, more of you choose Covenant Healthcare. We specialize in extraordinary care, from diagnosis to recovery, from babies to grandparents. Learn more about our extraordinary bariatrics program. Sign up for our free seminar.
Back here on Bay County TV as, last week's MVP, the hydration specialists, are still valuable this week, but not quite the heat factor that we dealt with last week. 4th and 3, we've got movement on the offensive line. The center picked that ball up.
Yeah, again.
And 4th down and 8 yards to go. This is a little different play call than 4th and 3.
Yeah, that really shrinks the playbook a little bit.
If I'm Peck here, the way their team has played defense, I punt it and put the All Saints back at their own 10-yard line and make them go the length of the field. But
looks like the punter's coming in, number 8. I'm not quite sure if that's. Yep, he's going to punt it away. Number 8, Alfaro for the Peck Pirates. I like the call by Coach Rob McDaniels of the Peck Pirates. That's a smart call.
As they're going to kick that thing deep, and that ball is going to hit on about the 10, and that is going to roll down at the 5, maybe the 6-yard line. perfectly placed punt, and I think exactly the right
Smart call. You know what? He had to do that. He did not have a choice, and puts the Cougars in tough field position with 4:07 to go in the first half, Jeff.
Now we'll keep it right here. Again, as we're approaching the last 4 minutes, how about the people up here in the box?
I'll tell you what.
You want
to talk about a press box crew. Let's talk about this. Let's get this play underway. Then we'll talk. We'll try to mention them. One of the finest press box crews in Bay County.
Oh, barring none.
Quality individuals.
As we've got a situation now where it looks like Peck was a little undecisive defensively. They have to call a timeout. We'll take a quick break and be back in a moment on Bay County TV.
AAA Transport and Limousine is the Great Lakes Bay region's most reliable and requested transportation service. For over a decade, we have been helping our clients to get to their destination on time, in style, and comfort. AAA's services include non-emergency medical transport, wheelchair accessible, school transportation, and shuttle services. We strive to provide exceptional customer service and tailor our fleet to meet your individual needs. Rest assured that you are in safe hands when you ride with AAA Transport and Limousine. To set up your next appointment, give us a call at 989-893-8294.
Here we are back on BCTV. Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala along with you. We'll have to wait until another play. The anticipation is just getting to our viewership.
They want to know about that press box squad.
1st and 10. Trying to just slide forward to inch out a little real estate, maybe a gain of a couple of yards on the play. 2nd down and 8 yards to go.
Want to thank all these folks. Joanne Pavlovsky, spotter. Judy Bauer, a spotter. Tim Bauer, the voice of the Cougars.
The voice.
Scorekeeper Kevin Kudzinski. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Mike Debo is in the press box tonight.
It is just a big thing. Is another quarterback sneak. And they just are not being able to carve a lot of land out. It's 3rd down and a long 8-yard-to-go situation.
Don't want to make a mistake down here, Jeff.
It's Contis is coming out of the ball game, so you're going to run Dukalon and Sanborn to this side of the field. So a pretty fair, reasonable assumption that they're going to come this way if they're going to pass the ball. I could also see a little QB draw in the equation here, a safe play.
Timeout, Cougars.
As the Cougars are going to take a timeout right now, and now that they see the way Peck lined up defensively, we'll take another quick break and be back for the last 3:09 of our first half here on BCTV.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Back on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala. Yes, we are aficionados of French fries as well as sports commentators. 3rd down and 8 for the All Saints Cougars. And motion on the offense as they will end up going from the 13-yard line, not carry the knot. That's going to be about a 4-yard penalty.
Timeout. Then they come out of the timeout and have that motion penalty, Jeff. They probably that play was already called. Just a tough break for the Cougars. Puts them down 3rd down and 13 from their own 3-yard line.
Boy, they got that thing officially at the 4-yard line, and there is not a room for error as Ollie Dixon is about 4 yards deep in the end zone.
He's almost standing on 26th Street.
That is way back, and he'd been in the bleachers if he was any farther back. So Dukalon back on this big 3rd and 13. Dixon's got a lot of time to throw the football. Now he's got to get rid of it. He's going to throw that ball downfield, and he throws that out. And there is going to be a penalty flag because there weren't anybody in the near neighborhood. But they'll take that penalty instead of a safety.
Yep. He just wanted to get rid of it. Loss of down on the play, Jeff. Going to be 4th down and long. Oh, he was in the end zone when he did that, so that's going to be a safety.
That is the call, and that is the correct call, and we are going to have a tie ball game now, and the All Saints Cougars are going to have to free kick from their own 20-yard line, whether they want to punt or kick it off. But the Pirates are going to get 2 points and possession of the ball here with 2:59 left in the first half.
Coach Gus is out there talking to the officiating crew, Jeff.
He felt like there was somebody right on the perimeter of being in the neighborhood.
Yes.
And you know what? It's very noble of him to go out there and do that. But
well, you got to get your say.
Yep. The official was right with the flag, and I think rightfully so, because Dixon actually did a great job just to get rid of the football, because he was very nearly in a position where he was sacked.
Well, and Sanborn was headed that way, Jeff, but he was still quite a long ways away, and I think it was the right call. And Cougars will kick off or punt with 2:59 to go here in the first half. We got us a tie ball game.
Well, they've got to decide whether their punt is their best or whether their kickoff is their best. And I believe their kickoff is a little bit stronger. And when that ball is kicked off, and you know from the years of Jeff Beisel, that ball when it's kicked off from the tee is much harder to get once it hits the ground than a punt where you can get underneath it and grasp it in the air.
I don't think Jeff Beisel ever kicked a football more than 20 yards in his career.
Nope.
It was always onside or some type of squib kick.
And there's a squibber, and that is going to go out of bounds. So now they are going to decide whether they three choices. You get the ball at the 42.
Re-kick it. Or penalty. I'm taking it right where it's at.
I take it right where it sits.
Coach Rob McDaniels looks at the referee, says, I think I'm going to take it right where it's at. And that's good enough for me, right at the 42-yard line. They're still debating.
No debate.
No debate.
You want that ball right at the just outside the 41-yard line. Nope, they're going to re-kick it. They just want to go with the 5-yard penalty and accept it.
Okay.
So 37-yard line for Peck with almost 3 minutes left in the first half.
Lots of time. Lots of time, my friend.
10 on the All Saints 37-yard line.
As on first down, the ball down on the ground again. A broken play ends up going forward for 15, 20, 25 yards. Touchdown, saving tackle by Krzyzewski. Shah. I got to get the Shah. I see that CZY out there. It doesn't mean Shah. First and goal for the Peck Pirates.
You did go to All Saints, and then you know those names when you go to All Saints. You lived it every day. Krzyzewski with a touchdown saving tackle.
All right. It's committed to paper now. First down and goal, and that's after it was a broken play. Robar trying to get to the outside, gets to the line of scrimmage, may have picked up a yard down to the 8-yard line before he's brought down by the All Saints Cougar defense. Maybe some guy named 44 again, Daniel McDonald.
Nice job by that young man. And, on that fumble, Jeff, it just breaks up the timing. They had good penetration, but they penetrated too far. Quarterback picked it up and got that big gain for the Pirates. So, again, they dropped the ball again, but it breaks down the play for the defense.
Let's try that one more time. Daniel McDonald.
As the clock rolls down to 2 minutes left in our first half of play. And the quarterback keeper banging forward inside the 5 down to the 4-yard line. Might have got to the 3-yard line as he's brought down by Matthew Judd defensively.
Also in there, number 45, Malice. Jeff, that was number 4, Cody Babcock. In the quarterback, 5'11", 200-pounder, senior. Also plays linebacker and defensive end. Got a timeout on the field, Jeff.
I think the All Saints Cougars are going to take one right now because they've got to do what they can to keep the Pirates out of the end zone. We'll take a quick break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted, just whistle.
Touchdown, Cowboys.
Back on Bay County TV.
Isn't that pretty? That picture right there shining in the sunlight.
It is Le Blue Bird.
I'll tell you, the safest form of transportation in the country today, the school bus.
Indeed. On third down, the ball going forward, that is number 20, and he's not going to get into the end zone. Sarnak, he gets down to the 2-yard line, and it's going to be fourth down, and Go Dukalon gets there in a hurry at the point of attack. And now it's not decision time because they're definitely going to go for it. But what you got to understand is what are they going to do? All Saints has to burn their last time out because they were trying to make a substitution. Yep. So they want to make sure that they're set. Very nice job that time by Peck to go right back up to the line of scrimmage. And they caught All Saints trying to make a defensive change.
Yeah, good timeout by the Cougars, Jeff. Just didn't want to get caught short-handed like that. But before I forget, I want to thank one of our sponsors, our good friends from Shirts, Mugs, and More, Jeff and the gang, the official apparel provider for Bay County TV. We want to thank Jeff and the gang at Shirts, Mugs, and More on Center Avenue in beautiful Essexville, Michigan.
Well, also climbing on board this week, too, is Michelle Cooper.
Oh, Village Towing.
So 2 locations proudly serving you, one in Cuckall and one on State Street. From the largest to the smallest, they do alleth.
No. No car too big, no car too small.
So that's just another great addition. AAA Transport, Covenant Healthcare on board this year to start off the football season, and more to come.
More to come, yes. We're out there working on more as we speak.
Buck 11 left in the first half. Pretty safe to say that this is
a key moment of the game.
Keep playing the ball game. Trying to hand it. Nope, it's not going to Robar. They throw that ball back, and the ball is picked off in the end zone, and it will come out to the 20-yard line. The All Saints Cougars were back there as Sanborn would not be bite on the run fake and stepped right in the passing lane.
You know what? Great job by the Cougars. You know, sometimes you might want to overthink the room a little bit, Jeff, and you try a little bit of trick play, but the Cougars did a nice job not coming up thinking it was a run. They got back for the pass with the interception. That is a huge interception and keeping the Pirates out of the end zone.
And that might be the key play in the ball game so far for the All Saints Cougars. With 1:04 left, no timeouts, they're going to have to either get big chunks or run the clock out here in the first half. We'll see what they decide. They're going to give the ball to Dukalon. Dukalon finds the go and tough up the middle. Picks up a gain of about 3 yards, and I think that answers your questions. They're going to be pretty content.
Yep.
And just as I say that, they go, hurry up.
That's why you're up here, brother.
Yes, indeed. Coach Gus says, take that. And they're going to down the ball, and that is not what Coach Gus wanted, I don't think. And Shapansky is, once you set up that quick, run the play.
Right.
Whatever play that you had called, run it. So now you're in a third down position, and if you have an incomplete pass, then you're going to end up having to kick the ball back potentially. As they're back to pass, they've got time to throw the ball. It's complete to Sanborn. He breaks the tackle. He's out over the 45 to the 47-yard line, and he gets out of bounds.
Small window to put that ball in there, right, Jeff? They had 2 Cougars there and 2 Pirates right there. Dixon did a nice job, put it right on the money, and that stops the clock out of bounds. Nice job by the Cougars.
They're going to officially mark him out at the 41-yard line as he is out of bounds, and the clock is stopped with 40 ticks left in the first half. Coach Shapansky says, I think we got the right play called. Let's run it. They're coming up the middle with pressure right now. Trying to get away, and he's going to pick up a nice block, throwing that back across the grain, and it is almost intercepted on the play by Abrego. That was right into his hands. Dixon that time, there was not enough Cougars to pick up the blitz. He just had to try and find out which Cougar was undefended back there.
Boy, that was a good break for the Cougars. 31 seconds to go, Jeff, in the first half. Second down and 10 for All Saints at their own 41-yard line.
Boy, that thing hung up in the air for an eternity. As they come up to the line of scrimmage, Dukalon now will be to the wide side as they offer trips. Duquelan coming up, and he throws that ball, and his hand was hit just as he was sliding forward. And it would have been intended for Sanborn, and that is number 13, again, Abrego, back defensively.
You know, Dixon did a nice job stepping up in the pocket, Jeff. They just got his arm got hit, but it did a nice job. And a good job by the offensive line for the Cougars, giving him enough time to throw the football.
As they're going to run that trip formation again, too. They should run an in and out and a deep with their 3, but now they're going to bring Duquelan back to make sure that there's enough people there. Nope, now he's going to run out trips. He's going to go on a wheel route, just throw that thing deep. He's got 2 steps on the defender. Duquelan back. He picks it up at the 10, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's into the end zone. It's an All Saints Cougar touchdown. Oh, baby, what great. He says, I want to watch that little volleyball pitch back up to me, drops right down into the bread basket, and he scampers the last 22 yards for 6.
You know what? That's what happens sometimes. Throw it up there and see what happens, Jeff. Nice job. Nice concentration by Duquelan to get that football and go 59 yards for the score. All Saints 14, Peck 8.
Boy, I'm going to tell you what, Ollie Dixon just reared back and threw that about as far as he could. The attempt for the extra point, as now they got Sanborn cutting to the outside, Twins to the wide side of the field. Right up the middle with Duquelan. The 2-point conversion is no good. Time out of the field with 14 ticks left in the first half. 14s are wild because the All Saints Cougars have 14 and the Peck Pirates have 8. Back for the final 14 ticks of the first half in a moment on Bay County TV.
Ow, ow, ouch! My hip, my knee, my joints feel out of whack. Ow, ow, oh my! The pain, the pain! I can't take it anymore.
Here we are, the Cougars with 14 ticks left in the first half. Have a 14-8 lead over the Peck Pirates.
Dixon to kick off for the Cougars.
Oliver Dixon says, my arm's a little sore from that real long pass, but my foot's in good shape.
Nice
Look
kick.
at that thunder kick. All the way back to Vincent at his own 12. Vincent trying to come up the field, and look at Contest. Going to swarm him at the 24-yard line. As they'll officially give him the 25, but with only 7 ticks left in our first half, probably time for one play.
Before the kick, you heard somebody in the Cougar faithful say, stay in your lanes. That's exactly what happened right there, Jeff. Nice job by the Cougar kickoff team, not letting that player from the Peck Pirates get outside. 7 ticks to go. You know, it's vital on that kickoff team that you do not get out of your lanes and let people get outside you.
And that's exactly what they have to make sure right now. Sanborn has to stay back 15 yards and make sure nothing crazy happens. As Robar comes up.
Duquelan.
And there is no time left in our first half of play. As our score at the half, the All Saints Cougars 14 and the Peck Pirates 8. We'll be back in a moment with the halftime show right here on Bay County TV.
And if you'll direct your attention to midfield, we have the All Saints dance team ready to perform. Please step aside.
Playing the basketball, we playing that, I'm in the deep in the chicken, we bring the foot in the trap, I got the dip in the dollar, I'm a head in the back, come on, come on, gas, come on, this is the head of the chopper, hit it, tell them bang, come on, she like, I don't know about injuries, man, I feel just like a rock star. Right now. I did it how I live it. I live it how I do it. Come on, get a women. It's just the African city. It's just in the swimming. I'm gonna finish. I told you we won't stop. I'm thinking about a business. Like yeah, but you're winning. There's no way to the top. The way wrong guy. Tell the paparazzi that the
Eating halal, rubbing the land, so that I'm sorry, yo. Rub my cones like Mario. Now they call me Cardi B. I run this shit like cardio. I'm
Como se le ajusta el azúcar, prueba medio y se fue de pecho como Ginita. Te vamos a tumbar la peluca y azúcar para el carajo, que a ti no te va a pasar la boca. Mi talibales se haga, me reciben en la entrada. Para, sí, like me diga. Y no te me hagas, un cover de vivo, tú has visto mi cara, los juegos de tu mente, donde quiera que hayas escuchado a mi gente. Ya no soy high, como el de esta rosa, soy el que se la vive y también el que la goza, es la cosa, mami es la cosa, el que mira sufre y el que toca goza. I said I like it like that. I said I like it like that. I said I like it like that. I said I like it like that.
Back at the halftime show here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and Mike Guazdala along with you. Two key plays made up the first half. Both happened in the last minute of the first half.
Yeah, nice job by the Bay City All Saints Cougars, Jeff. 8-8, that big play at the end of the first half to go up 14-8 for the Cougars. I like what the Cougars are doing from week 1 to week 2. You can see the improvement of this football team.
The huge stop on 4th and goal, though, was that big first play. And then when it looked like they were just going to run out the clock, Oliver Dixon threaded a pass to Sanborn, got him a big first down, got him some real estate, and then the 59-yard heave-ho and the nice, friendly home field bounce for the Cougars end up with an extra 6 on the board.
Well, sometimes the golf gods, the football gods, the golf gods smile on me never, but the football gods smiled on All Saints right there, Jeff. And that was a big score. It's a big stop, keeping them out of the end zone. Big score at the end of the first half. I like what All Saints doing this week. They're staying in their lanes discipline-wise on special teams and on defense, and they're tackling so much better this week than they did in week 1.
Your biggest improvement from week 1 to week 2, and defensively it really, really shone brightly.
Yeah, you can see that the tackling is a lot better, the discipline's a lot better. Not a lot of Cardinals are getting outside. They maybe have some big runs, but they're doing it on the inside, and they're getting the runner back to where all the Cougars are coming from.
The Cougar contain on the outside has been very good today. And you're right. Once the defensive flow stays in their lanes, they flow right back into the football, and they're finishing this week.
And I like the play calling. Coach Shapansky is doing a nice job. The offensive coordinator for All Saints is doing a very nice job. I like his play calling. You know, they score, they get the turnover, then he burps it up for a big pass. Incomplete, but I like the play calling because he's looking 2, 3, 4, 5 plays down the road.
Now, flashback to last week at halftime, and what type of adjustments were made by Coach Gus and his staff really gave them the upper hand in the second half. So I'm excited to see if that carries over to the second half this week.
I think he likes what he saw in the first half this week, Jeff. I think he's going to say you're doing a great job tackling, doing a good job running the ball. Duquan maybe not getting free, but he's getting – people are watching him, freeing up Sanborn and Nick Contis. So there's a lot of people contributing. Duquan, I look for for him to have a big second half.
Well, it was a fun first half for the Cougars. The second half coming up in a minute. We'll find out if they can finish what they started. We're optimistic of such. Back for the second half in just a moment here on Bay County TV.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And build
Strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders.
And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
Here we are, back and ready for the final 24 minutes of football here in Week 2. The All Saints Cougars will be kicking off to the Peck Pirates to start the second half. There's a nice little squib kick, and that thing just takes a left turn and goes out of bounds at the 25. Now we know they can take it at the 35, they can take it at the 25, or they can take it on a re-kick at the 35. So 3 options.
What would you do, Coach?
I would re-kick.
All right, let's see what happens. Coach McDaniel, I think he's going to take it at the 35.
And their offense is coming out on the field right now, so I guess they're
Am I going to be right?
Satisfied with their starting position at lay 35.
Wow. You know, even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while.
Well, you know, you really can't balk at the starting field position at the 35-yard line. You know, you've got to field another kick cleanly and bring it back.
Yep.
So
might as well just start right there. That's good field position. Just underway here in the third quarter, Jeff. No time off the clock. Peck Pirates with the football.
As they've got things packed in offensively. Trying to come to the outside. Boy, the Cougar defense was perfectly on top of that. And we have got a flag as McDonald was knocked down to the ground. And we may have ourselves a little holding call.
Was it a hold?
I didn't see Terry DeLand with that initial signal, but I believe that's what Fred Sackreiter, our umpire, saw.
Yep.
And it is holding. And it will be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the infraction. It'll move the ball back to the 27-yard line. At that point, it'll be first down and 18 yards to go, as that really cut back a 5-yard gain.
Kind of like we started the first half, Jeff, for the Peck Pirates.
As they come, penetration into the backfield, stuffs that play before it started. Peck tried to really catch the All Saints Cougars off guard, and number 45, Anthony Malice, just shot through a gap, and he was 7 yards back in the defense or the offensive backfield before the ball was even handed off.
This defense is so good this week, Jeff. Good penetration, good discipline, like we talked in the halftime show, staying in their lanes and not letting anybody get out there. And the tackling is so much better this week than it was against the Kingston Cardinals. Great job by the All Saints staff prepping this team for Week 2.
Boy, all I see is a steady line of French fries coming rolling back from the concession stand. On the outside, Saburn's the last person that has an opportunity as number 23, Robar, heads down the sidelines and into the end zone. No flags. It is a Pittsburgh Pirate. No, a Peck Pirate touchdown.
75 yards on it.
We knew it was the Pirates.
75 yards, Jeff. He just got outside, and nobody was going to catch him.
Well, Sanborn's angle to the football, he thought he could get there, and Robar showed a little bit of speed as he got out into the open field.
For the freshman.
He ran right away from Sanborn and down for 75 untouched yards for the game-tying touchdown. 10:56 left in our third quarter of play. We're knotted up pending the try for 2. And that ball carrier is the old quarterback, Bob Babcock. He's into the end zone. The 2-point conversion is good. Again, time out of the field with 10:56 left in the third. It is the Peck Pirates 16 and the All Saints Cougars 14. Back in a minute here on Bay County TV.
Hi, my name is Tom Izzo, the men's basketball coach at MSU. The threat of school violence is something that affects everyone and needs to be taken seriously. Okay to Say is a confidential way you can report anything that threatens your safety or the safety of others. If you see or hear something that doesn't seem right, submit a tip to Okay to Say. You can call, text, email, go online, or use the OK to Say app. You could be the one person who helps to prevent a tragedy.
Back here at the just over a minute gone in the third quarter, a little squib kick, and that better be hopped on in a hurry. Nice job that time by number 10, Matthew Judd, very alertly realizing that he was the closest person to it and had to go back and pounce on it.
Yeah, he thought a couple of Sanborn or Ducon was going to jump on it, but he made the right decision, jumped on that ball. Still good field position. Ball right at the 30-yard line, Jeff.
I think an adjustment that Sanborn and Ducalon have got to make is they're too deep on every one of these kicks, and they're trying to kick that ball at that little area in between, and the Cougars have not been able to get a return. If they move up to the 20 to 25, I think they'll be right in the middle of the path of that ball. Ducalon to the outside, able to turn the corner and have a nice gain of about 4 on this play. As he was knocked out of bounds. They're saying he was out of bounds after a gain of just a couple of yards. He ran out of real estate there on that side of the field, but I'll tell you what, the defense is so acutely aware of where he's at on the field.
And he had a good head of steam, Jeff. He just could not get around the corner. Good angle of attack by the Peck Pirate defense. Second down. Nice gain on the play. Second down and 6 for the Cougars at their own 30. 33.
As they come up right now, Ducalon fights to the outside, and he picks up just another couple of tough yards out to the 35, and he's so close. I mean, he just gets by that one person, and he's going to go the distance, but Peck's doing a nice job of tackling, so it'll be third down and a long 4-yard-to-go situation here with the All Saints Cougars' first possession of the third quarter. Contis gets the ball in the backfield, and they were waiting for that play.
That was Brandon Winarski, Jeff, and that was a nice tackle from behind, and it's going to be fourth down and a long 4 for the Cougars. They're going to punt it away to the Pirates. Going back is number 19, Kyle Vincent, the sophomore quarterback safety for Peck.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Peck has really come out and made statements on both sides of the ball to start the second half. There's a nice thump. Vincent is back at his own 28-yard line, coming upfield, trying to get forward. Nice return of about 14 yards on the play. He'll get out to the 42-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Peck, as they'll start with another good offensive starting field position here in the third quarter.
Yeah, thanks, Garinger and number 45, Mollis in on the tackle right there, Jeff. But you're right, good field position for the Peck Pirates. 9:38 to go here in the third quarter between the Peck Pirates and our All Saints Cougars, one of our 6 Bay County High School teams that we're following right here on
We've only got
Bay
7
County
players
TV.
out there defensively, 2, 4, 6, 7. And now Ducalon comes out. They've got to call a timeout, and they use their first one of the second half. It's 16-14. The Peck Pirates over the All Saints Cougars. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
Over the years, he's put his heart into being your dad. He was always there to fix things. Now that he needs help, don't lose hope. Covenant Center for the Heart is leading the way in minimally invasive heart options for inoperable or high-risk patients, with the first and most comprehensive structural heart disease program in the Great Lakes Bay region. It's extraordinary heart care, close to home.
Okay, a little backyard football going on in the back 40. Those kids are supposed to be here enjoying the game. They're playing their own game over there. You can't hardly see the ball, but they're making it happen. On the quarterback keeper this time. Nope, it is the handoff to Robar, and he goes backwards. Had a 3-yard gain, spins it around into a 3-yard loss. The Cougars will take that +6.
Was that number 44 McDonald again? I think so.
Wow.
And again, good discipline, Jeff. They didn't let him get outside. They stayed, and he ran right into number 44 McDonald for a loss. 2nd down and 12 for the Peck Pirates from their own 40-yard line.
The play that they were successful on in the first half is the kind of play you run once a game. It's already been seen once, and they certainly caught it, and it'll be second down and 12 yards to go. As the ball carrier banging forward is Babcock, and he gets a nice gain on the play out to midfield as he falls forward for a gain of almost 10 yards on the play. It'll be third down and 2 as he got a big chunk of real estate.
Good spot by the official. He was up a little bit farther into Cougar territory, Jeff, but the official said his knee went down right at the 50-yard line. Third down and about 2 and a hook to go for the Peck Pirates for a first down. Ball right at the 50-yard line. 8:22 and counting to go here in the third quarter.
So they've got one deep back. And they're going to hand that off to Babcock, and he does a nice job of looking at his block. That block sealed to the inside. He cut to the outside, made a huge gain on the play of 14 yards, down to the 36-yard line. Another first and 10 for the Peck Pirates. Offensively, they've got it going here to start the third quarter.
Cody runs hard. Cody is a 5'11", 200-pound senior for the Peck Pirates. Runs very, very hard, Jeff.
And he was a quarterback through a big part of the first half of this game. But now they have got Vincent in their quarterbacking.
Look how deep he is.
That is the big boy, number 20, Nolan Sarnak, banging forward for a gain of about 5 yards on the play, just shy of the 30-yard line. Second down and 5 yards to go, and maybe 44 Daniel McDonald on the tackle.
I was going to say McDonald also in there. Brett Baronic, Jeff in on the tackles. Nice gain. Second down and 5. 7 and a hook to go here in the third quarter.
Boy, refreshing to say this week there is a normal flow to the clock. That game last week took an eternity. As the offense did move, the defense took a step forward like they were going to blitz, and just enough of a twitch by the left guard to cause that 5-yard penalty.
I didn't think I put head to pillow last week until 10:30 at night. That's how late that slow that game was last week.
Yep, it was a long night. We went back to the county building and had to drop all the equip off. It was 11 o'clock for me. Good thing last Thursday was my Friday. Well, come to think of it, this week it is too.
This. How do I get a job like that?
I tell you, just good luck is how it happens. Second down and 10. Babcock banging forward again. Look at the head of steam he picks up, a gain of about 7-8 yards. They're going to have him down almost to the 26-yard line. It'll be third down and 1 yard to go.
Jane Levine in on the tackle for the Cougars. Like you said, Jeff, third down and 1. Briskly played third quarter, 6:40 and counting. Halftime had a nice chance to talk to Brian Campbell, the principal at All Saints. Good to see him again. Haven't seen him in a while.
Coach Jason for the basketball team was down there having a little fun too and out supporting his Cougars, which is always great to see.
Absolutely. Good to see him. He had doing a nice job with that Cougar basketball team.
Indeed. Handoff going back to number 4, Babcock, and he bangs forward for the first down. Toughest yard he's had to pick up all night long, but he got it.
They really did a nice job. He had to work for that one, Jeff, did Babcock. But he got the first down. That'll get them at the 24-yard line. First and 10 for the Peck Pirates. 6:05 and counting to go in the third quarter.
As our quarterback comes back from the sideline, Kyle Vincent. And Peck has just been impressive coming out of the gate here in the third, Mike.
Yeah, they've kind of shot themselves in the foot in situations like this right here, Jeff, so that could be a good opportunity for the Cougars.
Boy, look at double wing right now. So are they going to go with a little counter action?
Nice.
That is the ball carrier, Sarnak. Good defense from the Cougars, but still a gain of a solid 3 yards down to the 21.
Matthew Judd did a great job of letting that thing be strung out. He ran back inside to the blue jersey. Number 10 wasn't in on the tackle, but he made a good decision and got the runner back inside.
Judd comes out of the ball game after that nice play. Brent Baronic back into the game. Cougars trying to keep some fresh bodies on the field defensively. As we're approaching the 5-minute mark of our third quarter, 16-14, Peck over the All Saints Cougars. They come up to the line of scrimmage. Again with the double wing. They've been sending a motion man. They try and go with a little counter. Counter play does work again as Babcock bangs forward. He is down inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. And I'll tell you what, that offensive line is creating some gaps.
You could see that hole just open up right there, Jeff. That was a nice job by the offensive line. They picked up another first down. 1st and 10 for the Pirates at the Cougar 13-yard line. 4:40 to go here in the third quarter.
Boy, the Cougars got to come up with a big stop defensively. As this Peck Pirate team really putting it in motion. Babcock again behind a couple of blockers, gets to the outside, inside the 5, down to about the 3-yard line. He's going to pick up about 9 yards on the play. As that knee went down inbounds before he rolled out of bounds. Nice job, Jeff Zaluka. And it will be 2nd down and a long 1 yard to go situation. As Babcock just was so patient running the ball, waited for his blockers to make their block, read the block, cut off that block, and picked up 9.
Ball is on the 5-yard line.
Up to the, just inside the 5. And there is the big fullback Sarnak, and he is going to be very close to that first down marker. He's going to be right at the marker.
Nick Contis with great penetration, Jeff. Really did a nice job stopping the ball carrier. They're going to get the first down. 1st and goal to goal for the Pirates inside the 5-yard line.
They're down at the 2.
2 or 3.
1st and goal now for Peck.
Boy, I'll tell you what, they are. That ball is just about the length of the football inside that hash at the 3. As we're down to 3.5 minutes left in the third, this is a huge defensive stand for the Cougars. Vincent up under center. Babcock bangs forward. He's sniffing the goal line. He's in. It's a Peck Pirate touchdown. Boy, I'll tell you what, 2 impressive drives here in the third quarter for Peck, both resulting in touchdowns.
Like a whole different football team here in the second half is the Peck Pirates, Jeff. They made the adjustments that they had to make, and they're up 22-14 with 3:15 to go here in the third quarter.
Kind of early yet in the second half, but this is a big stop on the conversion to keep it a one-possession football game. As Vincent brings that offense up again. I backfield formation. They give it to Babcock. Look at the stutter step, and he's still able to find his way with great patience as he runs over McDonald into the end zone. The 2-point conversion is good. Timeout on the field with 3:15 left in our third quarter of play. The Peck Pirates 24, the All Saints Cougars 14. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
AAA Transport and Limousine is the Great Lakes Bay region's most reliable and requested transportation service. For over a decade, we have been helping our clients to get to their destination on time, in style, and comfort. AAA's services include non-emergency medical transport, wheelchair accessible, school transportation, and shuttle services. We strive to provide exceptional customer service and tailor our fleet to meet your individual needs. Rest assured that you are in safe hands when you ride with AAA Transport and Limousine. To set up your next appointment, give us a call at 989-893-8294.
Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala along with you. Jared Doan and Nick Page outside doing it up. And a much nicer adjustment as Sanborn gets the ball, and he'll bang forward back to the 35-yard line. They moved up about 6 or 7 yards and were able to make a return.
They heard you. They were tuning into the broadcast. They heard you talk about that adjustment.
Once in a while, we got things down pat, not often. I'm second-guessed way more than I'm right. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the All Saints Cougars, a big offensive possession for them. No, don't tell me we're thinking alike, Coach. We're on the same page again.
It's
only
incredible.
week 2.
It's incredible. Just thinking the same thing. for the All Saints Cougar, down 10, 24-14.
Boy, they got to find a way to get a little bit of running room going as they send that thing a fake outside. Dixon right up the middle. He breaks a tackle. He's at the 40, the 35, the 30, down to the 27-yard line. As they just again fake that pitch to Duquelan. You pull the middle linebacker out with Duquelan and let Dixon break a tackle and head right up the middle.
In on the tackle for the Pirates, number 21. Touchdown saving tackle by Winarski. Nice job catching Dixon. Dixon showed a little bit of an extra gear right there, too, also.
Ollie broke some tackles,
Yes,
too.
he
Really
did.
showed some great running ability.
That's going to be... Oh, I thought they were going to...
There was a chance.
I thought it was going to be called, but no call. Duquelan run out of bounds, stops the clock, Jeff. We're going to give him a couple yards on the play. But again, on the long run by Dixon, Duquelan goes out to the right side. Dixon keeps it and runs right up the middle. That's how important and that's how focused the teams are on Duquelan. They're watching him all the time.
Officials timeout.
Nice catch by the coach. Whatever Dixon threw at him, he caught it.
Hopefully it wasn't a mouth guard.
With teeth in it.
As they'll go back to play right now, as McDonald says, hey, I've only got about a bazillion tackles on defense. Let's see what I can do offensively. That is a number, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a number. Being the math wizard that I am.
Oh, yes, you are that and the pinball wizard as well. Dixon back right now. He's got pressure coming. He gets rid of the ball. Just overthrown to Sanborn. And again, Dixon had to get rid of that ball a split second before he wanted to. Uh-oh, I see some Duquelan fries here coming up the way again. As I'll tell you what, they are worthy of note. The Cougar fries have no equal.
Well, hopefully Mr. Bauer will buy the leftovers again tonight for us to take home.
If we couldn't be that lucky 2 games in a row. That was just a fun ending to the game. As it'll be third down now and 9 yards to go with 2:36 left in the third quarter. Duquelan gets set. Dixon back. And Sanborn down inside the 10-yard line as he has a perfectly thrown ball from Ollie Dixon.
Good route, too, by Sanborn, Jeff. And Dixon had to throw it at a certain time. He couldn't throw it too early. He couldn't throw it too late. Threw it right on time. Big first down for the Cougars.
Kind of a deep drag pattern,
it was anywhere between 10 and 12 to 15 yards. Nice route, good pass.
First and goal for the Cougars.
Good offensive line blocking, too. Gave him time to throw the football.
Oliver Dixon gets the word from Coach Shapansky. And they hand that thing off to Duquelan. He breaks the tackle. He's down inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. He got the last 3 on his own.
He is, he's got good speed outside, Jeff, but he's tough to bring down. He runs with some authority when he's inside, too, also. That's good to see.
Well, and he learned as a freshman from a very good senior last year, too, in Zipka.
Yeah. He watched one of the best ones in the state in 8-man football. That Zipka could play.
That was a young man that had great work ethic and taught that to Duquelan. Second down and goal from just about the 5-yard line. Back to pass, throw it into the corner. Look at Sanborn going up, the big fella. Uses all 6'5" of the frame. It's an All Saints Cougar touchdown. Wow. Nice job. The big fella showed some athleticism.
Where you got to put it.
And another great pass from Ollie.
Put it outside, put it high. He's got great hands. Let him catch it. And that's what exactly Dixon did. That is an absolutely huge score for the Cougars.
With a $1:44 left in the third, that's a big answer.
Yes, it is. I'll tell you what, it's nice to have a 6'5" receiver with good hands and can go up and get it.
All right. Ollie says, let's see that play again. All right. Yep, I think that's going to work too, Coach. As he looks, he's got Duquelan off to his left. Twins to the wide side of the field, single to the near side. And now Sanborn comes in from that tight end's position. Ollie trying to get to the outside, breaks a tackle, sniffing the end zone, does not get there, about a half a yard short. Time out of the field with $1:44 left in the third. It is the Peck Pirates 24 and the All Saints Cougars 20. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
All right, this is Adam, take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Here's the man of the hour for the All Saints Cougars with another nice touchdown grab. He's going to get a quick blow before he's got to come back out and play that strong safety position on defense. Not much rest for him.
I remember seeing him on the basketball floor, Jeff, and we talked about it earlier in the game. He's growing up a little bit. He's got a couple more inches on him, some weight. He's turned into a very nice athlete for the Cougars.
Here's another end-over-end kick, and that thing again takes a left turn, and it stays in bounds, and it finally goes out. Oh, my, as Vinny Boy was sitting there, and he said that ball's going out of bounds, and the next thing you know, it just stopped on a dime. Vincent just got enough of it to knock it out of bounds, and that would have been a humongo turnover.
That was, wow. I don't think I've ever seen a football do that. Just hug the line, take a right-hand turn, and then it just kind of went out of bounds. Boy, that was a big break for the Peck Pirates right there. That would have been a big turnover for the Cougars.
They're going to get the ball back at their own 15-yard line, so not great field position. Can the Cougar defense take advantage?
Wow, this is the worst field position they've had to open up a drive, Jeff, and this really will give you a little pep in your step. That was, wow, I don't think I've ever seen a football hug the line like that and stay in bounds and then just get kicked out of bounds. That was crazy. But that ball takes some funny bounces sometimes.
That's why it's not round. It's not like the basketball. As the handoff goes to Babcock, he is hit at the line of scrimmage. Look at the penetration by the All Saints Cougars.
Malice?
Malice, yep, with the first hit defensively, and he had company.
Yeah, that was really nice, good penetration. They lost a yard right there, Jeff. 2nd down and 11. 1:20 and counting to go in the third quarter. You know, that touchdown was absolutely huge for the Cougars, and you can see they are really fired up now on defense.
Let's see if they can add to that. 2nd down at 11. As Babcock gets it again, he doesn't pick up a whole lot of yardage. They are really starting to tune in. I wonder who made that tackle.
I think that was number 44 again.
What?
McDonald.
Is that a new one?
I think, has he played tonight?
Oh, he's got a bazillion and one now tackles. It's going to be interesting to see his stats at the end of the night because he is well into the double digits in tackles.
We're going to have to talk to Lee Thompson at our next break, see if he's got any idea how many tackles he has. But he's had a tremendous football game for the base of the All Saints Cougars. 3rd down and about 8, Jeff, for the Cougars. Big play right here.
Boy, the first 2 plays of this drive, the Cougar defense has just played superb. The ball down on the ground again. The timing it off. Gehringer gets his mitts on him and tosses him back for a loss on what will be the last play of the third quarter. And oh boy, when you're an official and you look at this and you go, oh boy, we're back to the 14-yard line. Now we got to go 80 yards to the other end of the field. And the chain gang's got to go down there going, no, why couldn't they have punted it? At the end of our third quarter of play, the Peck Pirates 24 and the All Saints Cougars 20. Don't go anywhere. Back for the final 12 in just a moment, right here on Bay County TV.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Back here on Bay County TV, trying to get the student section a little cranked up and ready for the final 12 minutes. Boy, I'll tell you, Coach, we're in for a great fourth quarter of football here in week number 2.
You know, the press box crew is all fired up. Lee Thompson's all fired up. We're fired up. It's going to be a great football game down the stretch.
Well, Lee was trying to keep track of McDonald's tackles. He stopped at a bazillion and one as well.
He didn't know how many zeros are in a bazillion.
He said he was on his third pen.
Right out of ink.
That is amazing. That kid's got to have had 20 tackles tonight, though.
At least.
As it's fourth down, the All Saints Cougars should get great field position. That kick is down on the ground. It's going to go right straight up in the air. You yell fire. You get away from that thing, and it's going to go down inside the 30 at the 28-yard line. Another miscue for the Peck Pirates.
Uncle Mo, which way is he going there, my friend?
I can feel him swinging away to the Cougars.
Momentum is going to the All Saints Cougars right now, just underway here in the fourth quarter, Jeff.
And when you look at this game, the first 10 minutes of the third quarter was all Peck Pirate. And now the last couple of minutes of the third quarter, and now this first play of the fourth quarter, our Cougars. Can the Cougars capitalize on this awesome field position now at the 27-yard line?
That's really nice.
Judd to the near side of the field, Twins to the far side of the field. Oliver, Dixon. And we're going to have timeout in the field. I believe that we're going to have timeout Peck.
Yep.
The Peck Pirates are going to take a timeout. They did not like the formation the Cougars were in.
Just a little shaky right now are the Peck Pirates, Jeff, and they let the Cougars right back in this game. They had that down here. They had bad field position, had the punt of the way. They punted the way down here. That didn't go very well, so Peck's a little rattled right now.
Now, they might do Bishop to pawn, and they might change the play. The chess match goes on and the timeouts. Coach, you know what that's like. You're not going to potentially come out with the same play and the same formation you went in there with, because that's what they're preparing for defensively.
Or you might come out with that same play because now they think you might be changing it because they called the timeout. So you might stay the same. But
it's the same, only different.
Yeah, it's the same, only different.
We got Dukelon to the near side of the field, and Sanborn is in position to run that post for 6. As he's got the post, he's on the inside. Oh, and it just slips through his hands. He made a great cut to the outside, cut back to the inside. The defender blew a shoe, couldn't stay with him, and the pass was a little bit short, but Sanborn may have just done a little peekaboo before he watched that thing into the mitts.
Yeah, that young man runs great routes. He really does. He gets open a lot, Jeff, and he was right there. But another tough break. Second down and 10, 11:50 to go. Ball on the Cougar 27. They're down 24-20. It's nice to have that young man. He runs good routes. You can get him the football at any time.
All right, they got Contis now lining up on the right wing, and they hand that to Dukelon. He's got a little bit of a gap. He gets to bang forward, and he's down to about the 23-yard line, so he picked up about 4 yards on the play.
Got to run it.
Yep.
You got to keep that team honest. You got to run it. Dukelon has the ability to go a long ways. You got to keep giving him the football.
Well, and, some of the best plays the Cougars have had tonight have been faking the ball to him because the defense really responds. He's in the slot now on the wide side of the field. They're running twins to both sides. Malice here is the wide receiver to the near side of the field. So let's see if Peck tries to come with 4. As they modify it, now they're going to move Dukelon back. Dukelon's got to be reset because 2 men were in motion. He is reset. And here we go. Nobody opened, and he had to take that sack. He could not risk a turnover.
Number 33, I think, Jeff, for the Peck Pirates, Nathan Collins in on the sack along with number 21, Winarski. We've called his name a lot tonight. And that is a big loss all the way back to the 33-yard line. Going to be 4th down and 16 for the Cougars.
Well, if you're a betting man, where do you think this ball's going to?
I know.
You're going to have Sanborn coming off of the end of the line of scrimmage. And he's just going to line up now as the third. Yep, he's going to have. an opportunity to shoot down. They're going to just give him a little screen. Get rid of it. And Grant Gehringer's going to have it, and he's going to bang for it. The big fella makes a couple of people miss, and he picked up about 20-plus yards of real estate. The thing is, I believe that was a fumble.
Yeah, I thought it was,
believe
too.
he was hit,
Yes.
and that ball went into Gehringer's hands. That was not a pass to him, and I believe they're going to have to talk about this right now.
That the one official ran right up to the white hat, Jeff, and he was explaining what he saw. I think that was a fumble. And because he got hit from behind and just popped out, and Gehringer just happened to be in the right place at the right time.
Gehringer, I'll tell you what, he showed a certain zest for this football game. The big fella doesn't get his hands on the football very much, and he plowed over a couple of people.
And he knew what to do with it, too.
Oh. He didn't pick up the first down, but he got about 20 yards of real estate.
Well, he ran over a Peck Pirate. I think he's down still.
I believe they've got to rule this a fumble, and the ball went into Gehringer's hands. That was not a pass to him at all. And I think after further deliberation, that's what they're going to decide.
Deliberation?
Oh, they are deliberating as we speak.
That's 6 more letters than you are used to saying.
And this is a huge spot in the football game, too. And we're talking about a chunk of real estate of almost 25 yards.
Yeah, Billy James. All of them talked about this.
So the call is pass interference on the offense. Pass interference on the offense. They're going to decline the penalty because they get possession of the football.
Got the play follows pass interference, offensive pass interference. Penalty will be declined. The Pirates will take over.
They had to have deemed that the play was a pass in order for it to be pass interference offensively. I believe if they would look back on that, and that had to have been the long conversation, I believe that was a fumble because as he was getting ready to pass it, it just popped out of his hands. But it's done, it's over with, and the Cougars got to come back to playing great defense. As getting that ball on the outside again is Robar.
Robar on the carry.
And he picks up a solid 5 yards again.
Malice again.
Malice.
Yeah, he's had a nice game tonight, too, for the Cougars. Along with Duclon in on the tackle. 9:37 to go, Jeff, and we got a timeout on the field.
Nope, we got an injured player.
Yep.
And he's right over at the sidelines. And we'll keep it right here for a moment. It looks like he's going to be able to bounce right back up. To be 16 or 17 years old again. You know, he probably just got the wind knocked out of him a little bit or something.
Be 16 or 17. It'd be nice to be 25 or 30 again, to be honest with you.
I remember when. Second down now after a gain of 7 solid yards on the play. Second down and a short 3 for the first down.
That was Robar, the injured Pirate. Jeff, he's going to have to take a play off. Nice gain, 9:27, 26 and counting here in the football game.
That means Babcock will be back in the backfield. Nope, Babcock is the quarterback again. And the replacement running back coming forward picks up the first down. What a patient run by that big fella. He was almost caught behind the line of scrimmage. It's finally coming up and getting him his number 50 on the play, Jaden Levine.
Yeah, he did a nice job. Came a long ways for that tackle, but not before the Pirates picked up that first down, Jeff. Now the clock is a little bit of an enemy right now for the Bay City All Saints Cougars. Lots of time, but they need to get a stop, get that football back.
Yeah, because already Peck has turned the football field, getting up just shy of the 40-yard line. So great job by the Cougars filling the lanes. As Van Connet, the ball carrier, and he is stuffed in a hurry. Ducalon steps up right now, and modest gain of a yard on the play. It'll be second down and 9 yards to go as the Cougar defense has really stiffened up here in the last 5 or 6 minutes of the game.
No gain on the play, Jeff. Second down and 10, 8:35, and still ticking away here in the fourth quarter. 24-20, the Cougars down to the Peck Pirates.
as they are -4 and looking to get their hands back on the football. Little counter action, the ball's down to the ground. And it looks like Peck got their hands back on that football. Boy, I'll tell you what, they've gone to the well 4 times with that play tonight, and that one almost cost them dearly.
You know, Cougars got to keep remembering, Peck has a little trouble handling the football in these tight situations. That's a big recovery. 3rd down and 11 for the Peck Pirates at their own 35-yard line.
I'll tell you, James Danks really blew that play up. When you get 2-3 yards into the offensive backfield, you cut that lane out, and that really threw off the running lane for the running back.
It's a big one for Bay City All Saints right now, Jeff.
Is it?
Huge. Oh, yeah, key.
Key play. Ball downfield, and it's complete to number 6 on the play, Aaron Booth with a huge catch. And there is a flag on the play. And who are they going to get? They're going to get pass interference. Is that going to be probably against the All Saints Cougars?
Yeah, I think they're going to get pass interference on Sanborn. But I'm not quite. I don't know. Yeah, I know it's going to be pass interference. Nice catch by number 6 for the Peck Pirates, Aaron Booth.
They're going to decline the penalty because they got more than 15. That was a huge gain on 3rd down. Boy, just when the Cougars thought they had him.
Boy, nice job by Vincent to throw that football. Put it right where he had to put it, and big 1st down.
He had just enough time to throw the football, too. At the 44-yard line.
First completion tonight by the Peck Pirates, according to our statistician, Lee Thompson.
What a time for the first one. Ball on the outside. Babcock gets to the outside, down inside the 25, down to the 22-yard line. A 22-yard gain on the play.
Sanborn Duquan in on the tackles again for the Cougars. Jeff stops the clock, moves the chains. 7-11. We're going to wind it up here, and it's going to be under 7 minutes here fairly soon.
Boy, the All Saints Cougars have got to keep Peck out of the end zone. If they give up another touchdown, they'll be down 2 scores, and that's going to be, with the time left in the ball game, make it really rough as we're down to 6:52 and counting left in the ball game. 1st and 10, Peck Pirates. Another pitch to Babcock on the outside. Babcock puts the shoulder down, and he gets out of bounds inside the 20, all the way down to about the 16-yard line. So he got about 6 yards of real estate.
I tell you, watch the defensive back, the offensive back, running back for the Pirates, Jeff. He has got to be 10, 12 yards behind the quarterback, and he is getting a good running start and good vision when he gets that pitch. And they're just going to take their time. We're at 6:40, and the clock is stopped because he went out of bounds. But watch how deep that tailback is for the Peck Pirates.
Yeah, it's a deep pitch. And whenever you got a deep pitch, you better be accurate with it, because that ball travels a whole lot of the way through the air to get to him. I mean, he's pitching that ball 8-10 yards.
Yes, he is. Oh, he was moving forward.
He had a little giddy up going before. Babcock again puts the shoulder down, and he gets down to the 10-yard line.
Babcock got the carry. Knocked out of bounds by Sanborn.
And Ducalan's coming out of the ball game. He's a little nicked up. As Peck right now, they are very content just to make that clock roll. They're going to be looking at the back judge, Bill Janes, to see, I'm not even going to start things out until he puts his arm up. It's got to be coming up here in a couple of seconds. As still not the 10 seconds left. Boy, I'll tell you, Peck has done a nice job of eating it up as Robar bangs forward. And he picks up, Sarnak picks up a modest gain on the play of a couple of yards. It'll be 2nd down and goal from just outside the 7.
Brett Beranek in on the tackle, Jeff, but you're right. They're really doing a nice job by the Peck Pirates of clock management here with They're going to snap this ball with under 6 minutes to go in the football game.
Wait, I'll tell you, this game has just flown by tonight. As it's been
That last week was like Somonex.
It was the cure for. Babcock again to the outside, runs into his offensive lineman, and McDonald gets the tackle on the play right around the 5-yard line. They're going to say he's just inside the 5 at the 4-yard line. And, boy, 4.5 yards in 2 plays. This is a huge point in the ball game for the Cougar defense.
Yep, $1.50, Jeff, in the football game. And again, Coach Rob McDaniel and his staff are really doing a nice job, taking their time, getting the play in and getting some time off the clock. Quarterback's job right now is look at the back judge. He's got his hand raised at 10 seconds to do the chop. Now we have 5 and we hike it with 3.
Babcock, look at him run to daylight. He's into the end zone. It is a Peck Pirate touchdown. Wow. He took that thing off of the right guard, cut to the outside to daylight, and there was no defender in the neighborhood.
Nice job by the Peck Pirates taking it right down the field, Jeff, using the clock 30-20. Peck with the 10-point lead, 2-point conversion forthcoming.
And the conversion is big here, too, because if they don't make it, then 2 touchdowns, regardless of the extra points, will put the All Saints Cougars back in a position to win this football game. So here we go with a big 2-point conversion with just over 5 minutes left in the game. It's Babcock again. He is stuffed. Boy, he sneaks through. The 2-point conversion is good. Time out of the field with 5:05 left in the ball game. It is the Peck Pirates 32 and the All Saints Cougars 20. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted, just whistle.
Touchdown, Falcons.
Back here on Bay County TV as they had the teams going the wrong direction there for a minute. So they move them back. I would have Sanborn and Duquelan, I would put them at about the 28-yard line because no kick has gone deeper than the 30. They maybe feel if they're back around the 25-yard line, they can get a running start forward with their momentum.
Wouldn't it be nice to see one of the Cougars take it to the house right here?
Oh, that would be a thing of beauty. Again, there's one at the 32. Sanborn breaks a tackle.
Oh.
He's up to the 40. He's still on the move. He's up to the 43, 44, 45-yard line as they'll have the football in great starting field position. But again, another kick not getting to the 30-yard line and hits the ground before those Cougars can pick it up.
He was brought down by a pack of Pirates.
Whole pack of pickled peppers. It's go time for the Cougars right now with 4:57 left. They've got to pull the offense, go deep into the playbook, and come up with a play to score quick, and then try and play some defense or get an onside kick. So John Glenn and Cadillac are tied with 10 minutes left in the ball game. So great game over in Bobcat land tonight. Bay City Central not quite faring as well right now.
Yep.
Down 35-0 starting in the fourth quarter. As they try and come around to the near side of the field, the penetration defensively had that play blown up, but the two Cougars running into each other did not help that play out at all.
Yeah, number 33, Nathan Collins, and Winarski again is in on the tackle. Loss of quite a bit, loss of 5, Jeff. 2nd down and 15 for the Bay City All Saints Cougars. And again, the old clock is not on the side of the Cougars. Timeout on the field.
Boy, and we got Duquelan here on the sidelines. It looks like he got maybe kneed in the thigh or something because he is really trying to stretch that thigh out and not able to do it to this point. Oh, those are killers.
Those do not feel good.
So a loss of almost 5 on the play, second down and 15 yards to go. The Cougar offense tonight rushing the football has really had their struggles against this talented Peck defense.
Peck's done a nice job figuring that out, Jeff. They floated the football very well. They've watched Duquan. But, you know, we saw some nice things from the Cougar. Contis had a nice run. Sanborn's had a nice game. Quarterback Oliver Dixon's thrown the ball very well. Peck just has been very opportunistic at the times when they had the football.
Is Duquan going to try and make it? He's going back out on the field.
Yep.
And, you know, he's always an option for a screen pass or something, too, if you get the defense over-penetrating. As they come down the field, that's exactly what they try and run up the middle.
Pass interference.
And you're going to have pass interference off the incomplete pass, and that's exactly what they were looking to do, is to run that little screen.
It was set up really well.
Yep, and they're going to end up getting 15 out of the deal, and they'll end up being able to move the sticks. Pass interference against the defense. They'll march that off 15 yards, and they are going to be able to move the sticks, I believe. It'll be first and 10 for the All Saints Cougars.
That's big right there.
That's a huge play.
That was big.
So you flip the field. It's now at the 45-yard line of the Peck Pirates, and you get yourself a fresh set of downs. To this near side of the field, I still think that Matthew Judd's going to be a factor here down the stretch. The young man's going to catch a big pass.
Sanborn's at the tight end position, Jeff, on the left-hand side.
Yep.
Watch him sneaking out.
He's down the field, and it's overthrown just a little bit, but he had a step on the defense as Dixon had to wait until the last second, and he had pressure coming. He had to get rid of it.
He was trying to hide himself on the left end of that offensive line, Jeff. He was right next to the left guard, and really he had double coverage, and he outran the coverage, and it was just a little overthrown by Dixon, but incomplete pass stops the clock also.
4:16 is left in the ball game, 32-20. The All Saints Cougars down by 12, looking for some fourth quarter magic here at the St. Stan's Field. Cadillac just scored to go up over John Glenn with 8 minutes left in the game. A lot of time left for the Bobcats to make it happen, though. As they pick up the blitz, pass to the outside.
Caught it.
Is complete, and they're going to call him down in bounds. That's Contis. And that'll be a gain of only a couple of yards on the play. The clock now under 4 minutes and counting left in the ball game. A big third down and 8 for the Cougars.
I thought he got out of bounds, but we're out totally on the other side of the field. I thought he got out of bounds. Jeff, referee right there. Clock still running. 3:50 to go here in the football game.
Dixon back. Here comes the blitz. Pass is complete to Sanborn. Where did he come from? I don't even know that pass was intended for him. He comes from out of nowhere and makes a huge catch.
He's got some great hands. He really does.
Wow.
And good concentration, because there was a crowd of people over there and got out of bounds and stopped the clock.
He put that ball in a thimble. As Contis comes back on the field. Boy, Peck is coming with an extra rusher, so somebody is left uncovered. It's just up to Oliver Dixon to find that person.
Sanborn here on the near sideline, Jeff, one-on-one with number 2, Van Conant for the Peck Pirates.
As they come with a blitz again, that ball's going downfield to Sanborn. He's got an opportunity, and the defense is in the road, and they are going to keep Contis from coming back to get the football. And Trenton Van Conant's going to say, hey, I didn't do anything. You impeded the progress of him trying to make a comeback to get to the ball. It's a good call. It's going to give the All Saints Cougars another fresh set of downs.
And when you look, he's out here. He's one-on-one, Jeff, and the safety, the deep back, is not rolling over to cover for the double coverage. So he's at one-on-one, been one-on-one all night long.
As they'll talk about this right now.
Well, I think he could have caught that ball if he wouldn't have been in the.
I believe that's what you're going to end up with as well.
I think they're talking about where they're going to go after the game. They're not talking about that penalty.
Well, I know where they're going after the game. I just can't say.
McDonald's.
Yes, indeed. As we wait for our referee to make the signal. Personal foul. Oh. Hitting a defenseless player. That one is declined, and they're going to take the pass interference. The two fists together is a hit on a defenseless player.
Okay.
And they declined that penalty. They took the pass interference.
Big break for the Cougars. You know what I'm doing right now? I'm going right back to number 6.
This is a brand new call for this year.
Yep.
Two hands together. That is a hit on a defenseless player, and I don't know. That had to have happened someplace back here away from the play. I didn't even see the second flag, but the penalty will move them down to about the 15-yard line. 1st and 10 for the All Saints Cougars. You know Peck's coming with pressure again. They're coming with 4. Right over the middle. It's Sanborn. He is down short of the first down, though, but he's down to the 7-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 2 yards to go. They don't have much time here. They got to rock it with 3 and 15 left in the game.
Cougars got all their timeouts, I think, too, Jeff.
They've got 2. They had 7 men on the field. They had to use one
right.
early.
Yep, I remember. You're correct.
Oliver Dixon back to pass. Into the corner for Sanborn, trying to get it, and that was underthrown and probably not catchable. A good no call by the officials.
Yeah, I agree with that. Stops the clock, though. 3:03 to go, 32-20. Pirates with the lead, but you can see Sanborn is the key right now, Jeff. They're trying to get him that football.
Wow. Bobcats coming back 27-26 over Cadillac. Right now, I'm running the draw with Duquelan because they're coming with their ears pinned back on the rush, knowing that it's a pass. You put a run in here, and I think you got 6. They got Contis back there, and they have got Duquelan. They got Duquelan going out. They're going to give that ball to Contis. The big boy bangs forward. He's inside the 5-yard line. He's going to at least move the sticks. He is down to the 1-yard line. That is exactly a great call against a pass rushing defense. And now they're going to come back up quickly to the line of scrimmage. Nobody in the backfield. Is Dixon going to try the sneak?
Yep.
He's going to have the quarterback sneak. He looks like he's sniffing a goal line. He's into the end zone. It's an All Saints Cougar touchdown. Boy, Coach, for a change.
You were right.
Oh, that's twice this game. I'm going home and telling my wife.
You've been right with her once, and you've been right up here once in 25 years.
Wow.
Good job.
I tell you, I'm on a roll.
You're batting 1/10 of 1%.
You know, and this is
call.
This one of these next 2 touchdowns, they've got to have the conversion in order to win the game on the next score. So this is a huge 2-point play here with 2:53 left in the ball game. Contis is here on the right wing. Duquelan is offset in the backfield. Dixon is going to get swarmed and not be able to make anything happen. The conversion is no good. We have time out of the field with 2:53 left in the game. 32-26. Peck over at All Saints. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
How's married life? Are you ready to have a baby? Baby, baby. How about that baby? Ooh. I'm not getting any younger.
When you are ready, with the only neonatal intensive care unit in the Great Lakes Bay region, Covenant is the safest place for your delivery. Go to mycovenantbaby.com.
Back here for the final 2:53, and I'll tell you, you want to talk about connected. Natalie Doan is connected. She's getting tweets from Matt Schmidt with the game.
Ooh, you don't
so
get
I'll
much
tell
bigger
you,
than that
when
from
you
Bangor
move right to the
Township.
top in Bangor Township, Natalie Doan is in the well-connected realm.
She's connected with the superintendent
Oh, your brother Matthew, back from his days at Thomas Lincoln Handy Intermediate.
Yeah, good dude.
Boy, I'll
Good
tell you,
man.
Bangor got themselves a gem.
Yes, he certainly did.
So what we've got is we have got 7 people up for Peck. I try and put that thing about the 35-yard line. Oh, and it's not even going to go.
Nope.
As I don't even know why Peck was silly enough to want to jump on that. As
take it right there.
And the thing is, you don't put a penalty flag down on that. Yep,
nope.
Pick that flag up because there's no penalty on it. The ball, you just throw your beanie because it didn't go 10. And it will be 1st and 10 for Peck.
No flag on that play.
Put the old beanbag down, Jeff. 1st and 10 for the Peck Pirates. Right at the 41-yard line of the Cougars. 2:53 to go in the football game.
And 2 timeouts.
2 timeouts. And remember the last time Peck had really good clock management on that long drive with that touchdown.
You have to sell out on the run.
Yes.
If they pass the ball, then you got to give them kudos. But you've got to send 7 people against the run. Because I would really be shocked if they try and put the ball in the air. But if they do, you got to tip your cap.
Yeah, but they don't want to stop the clock either. So you've got to run it as much as you can. Cougars got to come up with a big stop. 2:53 here in the football game.
On the outside, the ball carried by Babcock again. And the big fella bangs forward for about 10 yards. And, you just look right now. The other thing you almost have to do is you got to try and tackle the football.
Yeah, James Danks in on the tackle for the Cougars, Jeff. But again, you see Coach Rob McDaniel over on the far sideline just having a nice chat with his quarterback, Vincent. Take your time. This is what we're going to run. Watch the back judge when he puts his hand up, 10 seconds. He starts to chop. That's 5. That's when we got to snap the football.
Well, you got to love the fact that Kyle Vincent is well aware, too, because he walks to the huddle. He takes his time relaying the play. He comes to the line of scrimmage, and they're counting down the 5, and he's going to get this off with 2 seconds left. He gives it to Babcock, who picks up another first down. And with 2 and 12 left in the ball game, he's gained 23 yards on 2 carries here.
He's tough. And, Vincent didn't start the game at quarterback for the Peck Pirates, Jeff. He came in. They made that switch. He's done a nice job for Peck.
Yep, Vincent has done a nice job, but Babcock, since he became the tailback, has really run the ball well. Now they're down at 2 minutes and counting. Again, you're going to watch that back judge. He has not even gone up with the arm yet. Play just coming from the sidelines from Coach Rob McDaniel. And he is just going to start that 5-second chop. There's just going to be the first signal. They're going to go with it. Ball down on the ground. And the All Saints Cougars cannot get their hands on it.
So close.
Wow.
Babcock
just got there in front of McDonald.
Oh.
He would have had a bazillion and 2 tackles and a fumble recovery tonight.
Timeout on the field, All Saints, Jeff.
They'll take a break. We'll take one as well and be back in a moment on BCTV.
AAA Transport and Limousine is the Great Lakes Bay region's most reliable and requested transportation service. For over a decade, we have been helping our clients to get to their destination on time, in style, and comfort. AAA's services include non-emergency medical transport, wheelchair accessible, school transportation, and shuttle services. We strive to provide exceptional customer service and tailor our fleet to meet your individual needs. Rest assured that you are in safe hands when you ride with AAA Transport and Limousine. To set up your next appointment, give us a call at 989-893-8294.
Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala, Jared Doan and Nick Page on the camera in the second half. Natalie Doan is producing, directing, and tweeting with Mr. Matthew Schmidt.
Running the show.
2nd down and 12. Babcock trying to get to the outside, gets another nice gain, picks up about 10 yards on the play, and it's going to be 3rd down and 2. And the All Saints Cougars, with 1:20 left, have got to make a stop here on 3rd down and hope to get their hands on the ball with just a couple of seconds left in the game.
No timeouts left for the Cougars, Jeff. So they're going to, again, they're looking at the clock. Coach McDaniel's doing a nice job. Vincent comes in, sets the play. He'll look at Billy James, the back judge, and that is under 1 minute to go in the football game, Jeff.
55 ticks and counting as Billy goes up with the arm. Hasn't started the chop yet. And they hand that ball off to the fullback. Fullback bangs forward, probably got the first down. And he does have it, as that is Sarnak.
Stop the clock and move the chains.
They'll move the chains and they'll go victory.
Yeah, you don't have to do it. Just go victory formation, hang on to the football, and
one snap is all it's going to take.
Yep.
Boy, and this will be a tough one for the All Saints Cougars to swallow.
Well.
They played a great football game, defensively much improved, and they're not going to be able to come away with this thing with a victory.
Babcock's at the quarterback position right now, Jeff.
That's your experience.
Yep.
He's going victory, takes a knee, and with 20 seconds left, they will not need to snap the ball again. So the Peck Pirates will earn their first victory of the year. And the All Saints Cougars, playing a much improved game over last week, will fall to 0-2 because that's all there is.
There isn't any more.
The final score in our ball game, the Peck Pirates 32 and the All Saints Cougars 26. Back in a moment to put the wraps on this one on BCTV. Back of the post-game show here on Bay County TV. Jeff Doan and Mike Wasdala along with you. It was a game of ebb and flow, big plays in the first half. Peck dominated the third quarter, late third, early fourth quarter. All Saints had their run, but in the end, the Cougar defense just couldn't stop that potent Peck offense.
Yeah, Peck really did a nice job tonight, Jeff, running the football, and one completion tonight possibly for the Peck Pirates. So their running game was really, really good tonight. But I liked All Saints' improvement from week 1 to week 2.
Yeah, they really filled the lanes and stayed in their lanes defensively, much better than last week. But unfortunately, you know, that Babcock second half, he just had a wonderful second half rushing the football.
Well, and he brought Vincent in the quarterback position, gave the Peck Pirates a new look with Babcock at that tailback position, Jeff. And All Saints had a hard time stopping that. But again, they did a nice job tackling. They were very disciplined. And you look back at a couple of drop passes in key moments that could have been big first down plays for the Cougars. You know, it didn't change the outcome of the game, but they were key plays right there for the Cougars.
Yeah, Robert in the first half had a big half for Peck, but he got hurt, and that precipitated Coach McDaniel making some changes, and they really didn't miss a beat offensively with those changes.
Well, I like what Peck did down the stretch. They had really good clock management. They used the clock to their advantage because they knew All Saints was running out of timeouts, and the game was getting down there under 2 minutes. They did a nice job, but good, solid improvement by Coach Gus and the Cougars.
There's going to be people that say, oh, no, woe are the Cougars. They're 0-2. They're an extremely young football team. They have gotten better in week number 2. They will continue to get better as the weeks roll on. So I don't say fear anything for the Cougars. They're only going to get better.
Well, Dixon had a nice job. Duclon did a nice job. How about McDonald from that linebacker?
How many tackles?
He had 1,003 tackles, I think, tonight, Jeff. But he was probably close to 20 or 21.
20 plus.
20 plus at least. He did a nice job. So there's some talent on this football team. Just got to shore up a couple things. Week 2, they shored up the tackling and the discipline, catch the football. You know what? They're coming, and they're making good strides.
Peck watched the film from week 1. They said the number one thing they had to do was neutralize Duclon, and they did a nice job of that tonight.
Yeah, they did a nice job, but Greg Shapansky says, well, what we're going to do is we're going to use Duclon as a decoy, and they're going to put him out and run him out, and Contis had a nice game. Sanborn had a nice game. Dixon had a nice game running the football. Offensive line for the Cougars have improved in that second week. So, 0-2, not the way you want to start, but they're getting better, and that's what you want to see.
That about puts the wraps on week number 2. It's crazy. We've already gone through 2 weeks of football, but we've got the best crew in the business to work with.
Got another game next week.
You partner. It's always great sitting next to you 2 weeks here at Cougar Land.
Yeah.
And we're going up to Pinconning next week.
Yeah, that's going to be a good game. Pinconning is going to take on the St. Louis Sharks, so we'll get our good look at Coach Lavasser and his Pinconning Spartan. That's going to be a good test for them, but we always enjoy going to see Coach Lavasser and the superintendent Mike View and all the gang up at Pinconning. Maybe see Mark Furman and Bones we'll probably see.
Oh, so life is good.
We're looking forward for our trip to Pinconning.
Yes, on the camera work, Jared and Natalie Doan in the first half, Jared and Nick in the second half, and Natalie does a little bit of the production and directing of the show in the second half. She really likes it when she thinks she's got the last word on her dad, though.
Yeah, she was a little chilly, so she had to come inside because Nick went outside.
Yep, a little hot cocoa and a little producing and directing. She's all toasty. So
jack of all trades, master of none.
Have a great night. We'll look forward to seeing you next week from Pinconning.
We'll see you at Penny.